We are tonight's entertainment.
What the fuck is this, Chet?
This is a tasty burger.
Were you rushing or were you dragging?
You like Huey Lewis on the news?
Is this your homework, Larry?
Why just spill your beans?
I just woke up.
So I'll come back here at 12.
So I'll come back here at 12.
Welcome back to the Film Scoop.
Film Scoop.
Fucking killing it.
We're back. We've been watching a lot of Daniel Larson videos.
Yeah.
That's why,
You've been showing me a lot of that guy.
yeah, he's the best.
He's pretty entertaining.
Dude, we were watching videos of him, like, just Daniel being silly, just
Yeah.
guys being dudes. And then I saw a video of him, he got kicked out of a hotel, and then he started hitting himself in the head.
Yeah, he started having to fit.
And it made me really sad.
Yeah. You bummed me out.
Yeah, I had to stop after that.
Yeah, I got home from a hard day's labor. A hard day's grind.
Right. You had your ear to the grindstone.
Yeah. I've got this delectable burrito in my hand, expecting to see some fun stuff from you, and you fucking kill it. You take what I had, the little bit that I had left, and you killed it.
I apologize for that. I didn't know that was going to happen. I was looking for Dan videos.
Yeah, you're just trying to get your daily dose of Dan.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Yeah, dude.
That was crazy.
I just popped off.
Okay, fucking Tupac. Jesus. How about you cool it? We got a show to do here.
Oh, Jesus.
So yeah, we were doing that, bummed me out. But then we put on episode 1 of Succession to show my sister.
Right back up.
We're back.
Yeah.
I mean, we're back. So no big release this week to talk about. There's a release that we'll talk about, but nothing crazy. No Dune 2 this week and ever again. So we're going to talk about our top 10 favorite foreign films. But first we got some things to go into.
Yeah.
First up, we have a scoop of life.
We do. Is this the secret thing?
There's a couple things we need to go over.
Yeah, which one do you want to hit first?
So,
on the inside scoop, I should clarify.
We'll start with the worst one, the worst story time, basically. But a couple weeks ago, I meant to bring this up on the pod, and I never did. But there was this day before work. I got up early, like on accident. Like my body just woke up early, and I had nothing to do. So before work, I ran to this little store called McKay's. If you're a listener of the Scoop, you know what that is. Local movie store, have great deals.
It's the cheat code.
And if you get there right when they open, then that's when they restock. So that's when you can find some crazy stuff. So I get there at 9 o'clock. I'm sitting in my car. I get there at like 8:57. I'm sitting there for a few minutes waiting for them to open. I look up at my phone. Like I look at my phone and I'm like, oh, 9:01, time to go in. I go in. I go to the new arrivals section. And there's this fucking dweeb.
This goober.
In front of the new arrivals section with a basket of 10 steelbooks.
Jesus Christ.
They opened 60 seconds ago.
Yeah.
He Naruto ran there and grabbed every steelbook he could instantly.
Yeah.
And
he had to have brought that basket from home.
Yeah. No, he's got his own customized basket.
Yeah, there's no way he goes.
He's got his
and gets
name
a
on the
basket
side.
and then clears shelves.
Yeah. So at first I was like, "You're fucking kidding me!" Like, I got so mad when I saw that because I was like, "I'm here at 9:01. Like, there's no way this guy already has 10 steelbooks in his thing because steelbooks are what I like. That's what I go to McKay's for most of the time. That's what I'm looking for."
Yeah.
And so at first I was like, okay, fuck this guy. He took everything good. And then I was looking at the shelves and like saw a couple good things. And then I saw him set his basket down and I looked at the steelbooks that he had in his basket. And I instantly didn't care about anything because he had the shittiest things you could ever imagine. They were all steelbooks, but it was like a steelbook of Clash of the Titans and then a steelbook of fucking The Last Witch Hunter and a steelbook of Resident Evil 4 just like the stupidest shit you can imagine that are worth nothing. And I instantly just felt
gotta
better.
be just like grabbing that shit and then like hoping that he can flip it somehow.
I don't know.
There's no way he's buying the last Witch Hunter.
Yeah.
Steelbook, dude.
Yeah, so mad at first, but then I was like, okay, so he's an idiot. Like this doesn't affect me at all. I was not going to buy any of those things.
But just
you'd have to pay me to take some of those things.
Crazy that like you were on the prowl that fast.
Yeah.
That's
absurd.
Insane. Yeah.
It's absurd. Next on the scoop of life, we've got Carl reminded me to bring this up, but so I was leaving work the other day, and I leave straight from work and go to the gym, so I don't have to go home first. Yeah. So I bring a gym bag to work with me so I can change there and then just go straight to the gym so I don't have to go home.
Yeah.
So I changed into my gym clothes at the end of my shift, and I was wearing an Inception shirt like I'm wearing now. Mm-hmm. Awesome shirt. The coolest shirt I have.
Yeah.
And my coworker comes up to me, and he was like, they should make a movie about you called Biception. So the first thing I thought was, did this guy just call me gay?
Yeah.
Is that what's happening right now? Did he just call me a homosexual?
So he could have like, this went so many different ways. Because I was like, he's either saying you're fucking gay, or he's coming on to you, and like maybe he's throwing out a net to see if he catches something.
I had no clue what he meant by that. So I just kind of like froze, and then he realized that he should probably elaborate because I wasn't saying anything.
This awkward fucking exchange.
Yeah. So then he like did a motion with his arms, like he like flexed his arms, like biception. So then I got it, and I was like, oh, I get what you're doing.
Yeah, because Cash is fucking jacked.
No, nothing like that. But I was like, oh. No, I was like, no, nobody wants to see that. No one would go see that. And he was like, I don't know, dude. People have some weird fetishes, and they're into some weird stuff. And I was like, yeah, I guess.
Which leans
and I was
further
trying to
into
just
him
like
coming on to you.
I was trying to just like move on, and I started walking away, and he was like, I mean, I'm not saying it'd be a box office hit, but it would have a couple fans.
Trying everything to salvage this fucking joke that he tried to make.
And I just thought it was over already, and he kept going with it, and it made me a little uncomfortable.
Dude, that exchange reminds me of that TikTok you showed me of that guy that was like, what if it said world's
fastest boner, quickest time to get a boner. All right.
That's what that reminds me of.
Yeah. So yeah, that happened. And then the most recent scoop of life, which I haven't even told Carl about. This is new. This is fresh to his ear tips.
Yeah.
I was at the gym the other day, and I was washing my hands in the bathroom, and I could see in the mirror in front of me the guy at the urinal. Is this making sense to you so far?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was washing my hands, looking at the mirror, see the guy in the urinal, and I noticed something about the way he was
urinating.
Okay. Right. And so I noticed that this guy
was he hands on the hips?
So typically what men do when they urinate at a urinal, they slip down their pants a little bit, pull your trousers down a little bit.
Yeah.
Give some room for your Jonathan to come out.
And
then
Junior
you pee.
out. Yeah.
And then you lift said shorts back up to regular height and you go on with your day. This guy put his penis through his pant leg to pee. Oh. Which, first of all,
holy cow.
Do you know how big your penis has to be to fit through your pant leg?
I'd have to go all the way up to here.
This is a visual. This is an audio podcast.
I know. I'm just saying. I'm
up to
telling
here
you,
doesn't help.
I'm telling you, I would have to pull. Basically, I'd have to take my pants completely off to pee out of my pant leg, dude.
I would have to be rock hard to pee through my pant leg. Even then, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, maybe not. Maybe that wouldn't even work.
I'm pissing on my pants.
I may be hard like 5% of my pees. Like, I'm not hard very often when I pee.
Yeah.
Maybe just in the morning.
Yeah.
So this guy is packing. I mean, that's just absurd.
Yeah.
But why is he doing that? Like,
no.
That's so much extra work to go through your pant leg.
I
saw that and I was like, I need to ask this guy some questions.
I've never seen anything like that before in my life.
And I could tell he was doing it because he left one side, like he was wearing shorts.
Yeah.
And one, like his left leg just had normal short height. It just looked like normal shorts. And then his right leg was pulled all the way up.
Yeah, dude, he's pissing.
So he's pissing through his right pant leg.
What a fucking monster.
And I looked at him and I was like, am I the one doing this wrong? Like, is that how you're supposed to do it? And
no,
am I
dude,
an idiot?
we're not equipped to do that maneuver.
I don't have the facilities for that.
Yeah, so he's just way far advanced.
I just need to stay in my lane and I need to let him do his thing. Because that's ridiculous.
He's mastered like stance 4 on the Jedi table, and we're still learning with the little bots.
Yeah. So that's all we got for the scoop of life.
Yeah.
But a couple things to talk about. You're Amish, so I don't even think you are aware of this, which is pretty crazy considering how big it is.
Could be.
But the Batman 2 got delayed.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So it got delayed not 1 month, not 2 months, not even 3 months.
Oh, fuck. Stop going up.
A year.
Oh my god, dude.
It got delayed a year. Now, listen. I'm as sad as the next guy for this. The Batman is my favorite movie of all time. So you can imagine my anticipation for the Batman 2.
Yeah.
But to me, this is not a bad thing. Because I am still very nervous about the movie just getting canceled. I'm a very, I'll believe it when I see it type of person.
Yeah.
I'll believe that I'll be able to see the Batman 2 when I'm sitting in the theater watching the Batman 2.
Yeah.
So any news about the Batman 2 still happening is good news to me. Even if it was horseshit. Even if it was Michael Cera's gonna play Robin. Well, at least they're making it. I don't care. Any news about the Batman 2 still happening is good to me. So the fact that they're delaying it, everyone should have seen this coming. If you know anything about the timetable of filmmaking, it was never going to make that release date. Let me dumb this down a little bit. That sounds bad when I say it like that. But let me explain why this release date would never make sense. This was supposed to come out in October of 2025. You know what comes out in July of 2025, a couple months before? Superman.
Shit.
So Superman has already cast and they're filming. They're currently filming.
Yeah.
So if the Batman 2 was going to come out soon after Superman, we would have casting news. We would have the production date. It would say the Batman 2 starts shooting next month, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
We've heard nothing. So they are far behind Superman.
Yeah.
And it was never going to come out within 3 months of something that's already filming. So I knew it was never coming out on that release date, but honestly, it's a good thing. Now Matt Reeves has more time to cook. Apparently, the writer's strike really fucked him on his progress, and the writer's strike also led to all the Warner Brothers lots. Warner Brothers has sound stages where you build sets and you make movies, and certain movies reserve a set, Warner Brothers Lot 4 or whatever.
Yeah.
Apparently, all of them got taken.
Holy shit.
The delay and the strikes and all fucked them, and there's no stages left, and apparently the script's not even done. So I don't know what's going on, but anyways, just them giving it a new date and saying, okay, now it's coming out here, that means they still plan on making it. So that's good to me.
Yeah.
I just want it to exist. I just want to get it. So I don't care how long it takes.
More
I really
Batman.
don't.
Yeah.
With the state Warner Brothers is in, and David Zaslav already he canceled Batgirl after it was already filmed, and
Yeah, he's not afraid to give some shit the axe.
He's fucking he canceled I don't know the exact title, but like Acme something, like you know those characters like Tasmanian Devil and stuff like that. Yeah, they made a movie and it's made and like done, and he isn't releasing it because it's a tax. He makes more money if he just does a tax write-off for it. Dude. So, and he said he didn't even watch the movie. He canceled it without even watching the movie. So when you have a guy like that, like running a company, and you have the Batman 2 that is not part of James Gunn's DCU and doesn't really make sense to make outside of the fact that it's fucking awesome. Like from a business perspective, if you're trying to build like a good continuous DCU like Marvel did with the MCU that made them all that money, it doesn't make sense to make the Batman 2 outside of the fact that it's awesome and that people love the Batman. Yeah. So like it's already on thin ice, really, in my opinion. Like it.
Yeah, because if you're not putting up numbers, that guy's just gonna.
Yeah, and it's gonna cost a lot of money to make.
That guy's gonna drop the elbow on.
Yeah, I think the first Batman cost like $200 million. So it'll probably cost about the same to make another one. So I'm just nervous about it getting canceled. So it getting a new release date, makes me feel better about us not getting any news. Because I'm like, if it's coming out months within Superman, why is there no news when we have official shit from Superman, not leaks and like supposedly blah blah blah. Like James Gunn cast Corn Sweat and Brosnahan like last July, I think it was, or like last March. Yeah, like it was like a year ago he did that. Yeah. So we got Superman news a year ago, and we have nothing on the Batman 2. So now the timetable makes a lot more sense, and Matt Reeves has more time to cook. I'm okay with it. It's not the end of the world. Yeah. What would be the end of the world is them saying the Batman 2's been canceled. That's the end of the world. All right. This is nothing. This is a bump in the road. So
you were talking about looking into the abyss, dude. I'd have to take a long stare at something if they fucking canceled the Batman 2.
Every time I rewatched the Batman, it would be like, this is the only time that we ever, well, the Penguin's coming out, so never mind, but it's like this is the only time we're getting like,
this is the only time I've ever been happy. If they canceled the Batman 2, you'd come home to a lot of me sitting in a chair staring at a wall. Yeah. Just with no expression.
You have a bamboo stick and you're beating the shit out of your shins. Yeah, dude. Like Ben Affleck in The Accountant. Yeah. You inflict maximum pain upon yourself. Yeah. So yeah, that fucking sucks, but it's not the end of the world. Like I said, it should lead to a better product. The Dune 2 was delayed. It happens. Not a year, but like 6 months. Yeah. It was a lot at the time. So, as long as it gets made, we're chilling. Yeah. We're cool. And we got the Penguin to hold us over.
Yeah. A little taste.
Yeah. What are you showing me?
Holy God, what are you showing me?
World's greatest detectives. All right.
Speaking of Dune 2, though, I do have a quick announcement for the listeners. I did some reflection, some internal soul searching, if you will. I went on a spirit quest, and I came back with some news.
Right. Hit us.
Dune 2 has officially, in my book, and this might sound dumb, but it's toppled Interstellar as my favorite sci-fi movie to ever be made.
No shit.
I know it hits you quick, but I fucking love Interstellar. And for the longest time I thought like this is peak science fiction. Like this is like actual scientific theories that exist that people talk about. Like this is cool shit. The visuals were incredible. But Dune 2 is just the best shit I've ever seen.
Search Dune on TikTok. You still haven't seen that.
Search Dune on TikTok.
Search Dune on TikTok. And Austin. They made this TikTok of Zendaya, like she was holding up the phone and then like pointing it at her castmates and they would like introduce themselves. Yeah. So she was like, we're at the Dune 2 premiere with Zendaya, and then Timothy goes, and Timothy, and then they points to Austin, he goes, and Austin.
Austin.
Everyone just keeps shitting on him, and it's not cool. Austin's the best.
At least he's a good sport about it, though.
Yeah,
he
he
acknowledges
doesn't
that
give a
people
fuck.
like make fun of him, but he's also insanely hot. So like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
if that's the worst thing, people say you sound like a hot guy, and you're a hot guy.
Yeah.
No, whatever. Yeah. If I looked like Ryan Gosling and people were like, "Oh, Carl, you sound like Bradley Cooper," I'd be like, "You're what a jab to the heart."
Yeah. You're hot, and you also sound like this other hot guy.
Yeah, I can't believe it.
How dare you?
Yeah.
So, also, the Oscars were last week.
Yep.
You didn't really watch them.
I knew what was gonna happen.
Yeah. I watched them. Oppie sweep, as
Yeah.
we expected. I mean, took home everything. Took home the bacon. Took home the butter. It's what we all knew would happen, but it's good that it did.
Yeah.
It feels like they got pretty much everything right.
Yeah.
Like, there was not much that I would disagree with. Pretty much just adapted screenplay. I thought they fucked up. It should have been Oppenheimer. They should have had 8 Oscars, and it should have gotten adapted screenplay. I think American Fiction's great. Like, I don't know if I'd say great. I think it's really good.
Yeah.
And I think they just gave it to that because they wanted it to win something, and they didn't want to give everything to Oppenheimer, which is a lame reason.
Yeah.
If it deserves it, it deserves it. So
It did
off.
seem like a pity
Yeah.
award, or like fuck everyone, like we're giving Oppenheimer everything. We gotta give something to someone.
Do you think it won 7 Oscars by not having a great screenplay? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It felt like they kind of missed on that one, but I mean, Best Picture, Best Director, they got all the acting stuff right.
Yeah.
Davon Joy, Randolph. I was actually surprised that they went with Emma Stone, but I thought they should. I mean, that's who I thought deserved it, but I thought they were going to go with Lily Gladstone.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know. It just felt like something the Academy would do. But I thought Emma Stone's performance was better. So, and she carried the movie. I mean, Killers had Leo and Robert De Niro doing some heavy lifting, and Poor Things is Emma Stone.
Yeah.
Even though I don't love the movie, like, she is incredible and easily the best of the year. So I'm glad they gave that to her. Fucking Ludwig, just
Fucking.
best score, one of the best scores we've ever heard in our lives. That was a lock.
Yeah.
I'm Just Ken. John Cena got naked.
Dude, I saw him naked. I didn't watch a lot of the Oscars, but I saw John Cena naked. Wow.
Yeah.
Just crazy.
Yeah, just crazy stuff.
Yeah.
That's a man.
If I looked like that when I was naked, I would wear
Minimal clothes.
Yeah, I wouldn't wear clothes.
Yeah.
And I don't think anyone would call the cops on me either.
Why would they?
That's what I'm saying.
Getting a free show.
But if I walked outside right now naked in my current form, no, I'm going.
They'd throw rocks at you.
They'd be like, oh shit. They'd brand me, dude. They'd be like, hey, this guy doesn't belong to anyone.
They'd steal your
They'd
shoes.
herd me back into the fucking fence.
So yeah, the Oscars were pretty fucking awesome. And I don't like Jimmy Kimmel, but he held his own. He was all right.
You told me that.
And he took some shots that like were a little,
Off color.
Sort of, yeah. Like stuff you wouldn't expect him to say. It wasn't all just like basic low-hanging fruit.
Yeah.
It took some of them took some balls, and I appreciate that. So
yeah. I still hate him though.
All right. I mean, I don't hate him. I don't really like him that much, but I mean, you can do worse. I mean, the bar is Joe Coy. That's the bar we've set. So he was much better than that. I don't know why they're fucking around. They need to just get Conan and get him to do it every year.
I think Conan's retired, right?
No, he has a podcast.
Yeah, but I think he's like retired from actual work.
It is actual work.
The podcast? I thought you just did that for fun.
No, of course it's work.
Oh. No, I thought it was just like kind of like Bill Burr's podcast. Like he's got a podcast, but like
I mean, that's still work too. You're getting sponsors and shit on that. That's work. Anyways, they need to get Conan because he's the best.
Yeah,
and he's funny. I mean, they could bring Ricky Gervais back, but I don't think they ever will because he's too cool.
Yeah, Ricky would fucking kill
Yeah,
it.
he mentioned
Or just get an actual like good comedian.
yeah,
not
just get
Joe
people who
Boy.
get Bill Burr.
Yeah.
Bill
Oh,
Burr
dude.
loves movies too, so that would actually be a good one.
Yeah.
Like he talks about movies on his podcast.
You guys and your fucking movies. Yeah, I watched Poor Things. Fucking terrible.
3 hours? Killers of the Flower Moon? What? You fucking joking? Anyways, we can't really do a good Bill Burr. Fucking Andrew Santino does a crazy Bill Burr.
He does a dude.
It's ridiculous. It sounds
great at
just like him.
impressions.
It sounds fucking just
He
like
does
him.
a lot of really good impressions, dude.
You know what I found out is Zachary Levi can do a crazy Christopher Walken.
Really?
There's a clip of him I just saw on TikTok. I don't love Zachary Levi, but his Walken is insane. It's probably the best Walken I've ever heard in my life.
Holy
You should
shit.
look it up. It'll make you appreciate him a little more.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out.
So, and then one other piece of news. Apparently a live-action Teen Titans movie's in the works at DC.
Ooh.
Which I believe would... No, there's a Titans show. But it would be the first live-action Teen Titans in a movie, I believe.
Yeah, I think you're
So,
right.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I don't know much about the Titans show. I don't know if people like it or not.
I think it's mixed. Like, there's a lot of people that like it.
But I fucking loved the like original. I don't know if it was the original, but the main when I think of Teen
It's
Titans,
like
it's
the show.
yeah, the actual show that they did.
I've never experienced a single Teen Titans piece of media.
Dude, Teen
Never
Titans
seen a single thing.
is such a fucking sick ass.
But it has a huge following. Like anything Teen Titans related, like gets a ton of views.
yeah, dude.
And the shows all do really well. Like they were making a Teen Titans show before like Gunn took over DC, and it's not part of his DC universe, but he's still keeping it going because it does so well because everyone loves it. So, yeah, that's cool. I'd like to see it. And apparently the woman who wrote Supergirl, like James Gunn's Supergirl movie, is writing the script for that. So that must mean that the script for Supergirl is fucking banging because
dude.
James read it and he was like, "Oh shit, you want to write this too?"
You're fucking chopping it up, dude. Come on down.
So yeah, I think that's pretty much all the news we got. So we can get into our trivia. I'll go first.
Okay.
This is supposed to be foreign movie trivia, and we try to do one easy, one medium, one hard.
Yes.
My first easy one, I think, is what is the housekeeper in Parasite allergic to?
That's my easy one.
You fucking joking?
I'm being dead serious. Peaches, yeah.
God damn it.
Yeah, I put that down. I put that down as my easy one.
Damn it. All right.
Now you gypped me of my fucking.
Yeah, you gypped me.
You went first.
We were double gypped.
You went first. I didn't even get to say it. No, I have two. You've asked one.
Yeah, but you already knew the
My
answer.
ass is looser than yours right now
Slightly.
in this situation.
You're a little more gaped, but
yeah.
We both got fucked.
Holy shit.
My medium.
Okay.
Who directed Spirited Away and 90%, I'm exaggerating, 90% of Studio Ghibli's films?
I can tell you right now, don't know.
You're a scumbag.
I don't know.
Hayao Miyazaki.
Say that again.
Hayao Miyazaki.
Hayao Miyazaki.
One of the goats of film.
Heck yeah.
So, you should know that. Hard one. What year did Seven Samurai come out?
Gosh, that's my hard one for you.
That's not hard for me.
Let me make sure I actually
You
wrote
can't
it
ask
down.
me a year question. That's not hard.
Oh no, I didn't ask that one. I didn't go with it.
Okay.
I didn't go with it. Okay, thank God. I don't know though. I don't know the answer.
1954.
But I do have a year one in mind.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right, gimme.
So my medium one was what year did Train to Busan release?
2016.
Jesus Christ. You're an animal. And then my hard is who directed Enter the Dragon?
Oh, that's not like a big time guy, is it?
I don't know, but it's a really popular movie, so I figured that you would know.
There's a
because
bunch
I
of
actually
popular
I didn't
movies
know
out
until I looked it up, but I was like, oh, everyone knows Enter the Dragon, and I was like, who the fuck directed that? Then I looked it up.
No, there's like, I don't know who directed Empire Strikes Back. Just some guy. Everyone just assumes it was George Lucas, but it wasn't. It has a director, and he gets no credit.
I suppose you're right, because I have no idea who did that either.
Yeah. No, I don't know that.
Robert Klaus.
Never heard of him.
I don't know. I threw it on there as the
No, it was hard. So good job. We're gonna get into our watch list. First, just might as well mention we watched episode 5 of Invincible. No notes. It's good. It's good like it always has been.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you want us to say?
Yeah. One note is, fuck that schedule, that release schedule.
Yeah, that's the only note I have is, I hate how much of a break they took between seasons. I don't know if that was because the second half wasn't done and they needed time to finish it. Either way, it's stupid because you should have waited till the whole season was ready and then release it when it's ready. But hopefully that's what it was, is that they needed time to finish the second half. Because if they had it all ready and then waited fucking 7 months, I don't know how long it was. I think we watched Invincible in like July last year. Like it's been a long time. And now I barely remember what happened. And not to say I'm not invested anymore, but like,
the iron's not hot anymore.
Yeah, like I was jacked to the tits at the end of episode 4.
Yeah.
And now it's like the steam has run out. Like it's still good and I'm still going to keep watching it. And I'm sure the finale will be great. And each episode I'll get back into it and get more, invested. But like, damn.
If you ask me, the only way to do a show or series or whatever the fuck is to do steady, like, weekly releases.
That's the way to do it. There's no reason not to do that.
You don't have to do half of a season now, half of a season later, or fucking
don't drop it the whole season at once. If you have a
extend
show,
the
right?
longevity of your fucking show, do a weekly release and keep people talking about it and keep people engaged.
Exactly. The binge model makes no sense to me from a business perspective. From their perspective, it makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
If you have a show, if we're Hulu and we own the rights to The Bear, season 3 is coming out in July. The Bear's a huge, big time show. Everyone watches it. It's a huge hit online.
Yeah.
If you release it all at once, people are going to talk about it for a week, maybe 2 weeks. They're going to binge it. It'll be big for a week or two. Done.
Yeah.
People forget about it and then move on. If you do the weekly release, people are talking. If there's 8 episodes, they're going to be talking about it every week for 2 months.
Yeah. Not to mention,
you're getting 2 months worth of buzz.
Subscribed.
Yeah.
For 2 months.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of subscribing, binging, and then canceling.
Or doing a free trial and watching the whole thing, and you're not even getting any money.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of people do. When there's one show that they want to watch on a service, they'll just do the free trial, binge
dig
it,
into my fake email fucking bucket, and sign up for a free trial.
Yeah. So it makes no sense to me. I can't believe people still do that.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. So, and I just don't like. It's just lame too, because from an like the viewer's perspective, if a show comes out that everyone's excited about, there's people who are really busy and work all the time and have kids and don't have a ton of free time, and they can get to it when they get to it. And then there's people that have no job and just stay at home all day and can binge a show the second it comes out. And these two people are like,
they can't talk about it.
Yeah, like one guy's way ahead of the other one and already knows how it ends. This other guy's just starting it. Yeah. And it's like, keep everyone on the same level and do an episode a week.
Yeah.
And then you get to go to work and you get to say like, oh, did you see the new episode? And blah, blah, blah. And what do you think is going to happen next week? It's like, if you binge it, it's all done.
Yeah.
There's nothing to talk about. So it's lame. I don't know why people still do it. But in terms of the breaks, I think Stranger Things did it pretty well for season 4. They dropped 4 episodes at once, which is kind of against what I just said. But they dropped 4 episodes at once and then waited a month and then dropped the next. No, they dropped 6.
Yeah, they dropped,
and then they dropped 2 a month
Yeah,
later.
they dropped like 2/3 of it, and then dropped the ending.
Yeah, and I think like I wouldn't do that, but a month is enough time for people to still be thinking about it and still be like excited and not forget what happened.
Yeah.
And it worked because the finale of season 4 was incredible.
Yeah.
So, like that's a doable thing. But what Invincible did, half of the season and then 7 months.
Good
fuck
grief,
you,
dude.
That's ridiculous. So yeah, it's good. I mean, what do you want me to say? You want me to shoot a rocket out of my pants? So we've got our watch list next up. I feel like I've got some juicy stuff on here. I don't know. Call me crazy.
Yeah.
Call me crazy. First up, Ricky Stanicky.
What'd you think?
Listen, I'm a simple man.
Yeah.
I'm scrolling on Prime. I see Zac Efron and John Cena. I watch it.
Yeah, simple as that.
That's all that matters here.
Yeah.
That's why I watched it. And guess what? Had a great time. I think it's good.
It looked really funny.
I think it's a good movie. It's really stupid, but it's really funny. And it's got Andrew Santino in it, who's also really funny. He's kind of an up-and-comer. He's new, but, he's really funny. Mm-hmm. He's been around for a while, but in terms of, like, acting and stuff, he's
like,
kind of fresh. The first thing I saw him in was Dave, and he's really funny in Dave.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's really funny, and it's also, like, kind of sweet, which is all you can really ask for. But there's some funny moments. I told Carl about one. Basically, and you see in the trailer, like, they basically hire John Cena to play their fake friend that they made up to get out of stuff. Like, oh, I can't go to the baby shower, honey, because Ricky Stanicky's in the hospital. And, like, they made up this fake person that they used to, like, get out of shit. And so they needed someone to play him at this, like, wedding, basically. And and so John Cena's the actor they hire, and then he was like, dude, I gotta go full method with this. They were like, because he's an alcoholic. John Cena's character is an alcoholic, but Ricky Stanicky isn't. Yeah. So he was like, I've got to cut, like, I can't drink, like, so he's like sweating and like going crazy because he's having withdrawals because he's not drinking. And they're like, dude, we need you in tip-top shape. Like, what are you doing? Like, you need to be believable. And he was like, nah, man, Ricky Stanicky he's been sober 7 years. So he's like really committing. And he's like, dude, you gotta, like, you can't be an actor and like half-ass it. Like, you gotta fully commit. You gotta be method, like Matt Damon when he bought a zoo. And shit like that.
When he bought a zoo.
Yeah, it's really funny. So I recommend. Oh, and there's this part where John Cena gets a job, and he's like, they show him his office, and he starts complaining about the wood that the desk is made out of, and he was like, I would prefer it to be birch or sandalwood or something like this. This is pine. Pine's a shit wood. So
he says it like so happily. He's like, Jeff, I'd love to see this in something more like a mahogany or sandalwood. Pine's a shit wood.
He's like, let's do something about the walls too. The paint, it's bad. This, I'm thinking more of a ham color. This is getting closer to spam. So it's funny. I gave it a 3. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'd recommend it. Later that day, I rewatched Wonka. I was doing some shit on my computer and just
threw it on.
Had a great time.
Heck yeah.
Catchy songs.
Scrub.
Yeah. Scrub's one of my least favorite songs.
Yeah.
But, gets the job done, I guess.
Yeah.
I like World of Your Own. I think that's probably my favorite.
Yeah, I do like.
It's when he opens up the shop.
Yeah.
And dude, when he opens up his shop and then they start destroying it, makes me really sad.
Yeah, dude. They
like,
fucking rip it apart.
Yeah, made me really sad.
All because they grew hair.
Yeah, they grew like green hair.
Yeah.
Someone poisoned chocolate.
They threw the Yeti blood in there, and then they all got hairy.
Yeah, made me sad. But the next day, I watched a little number called Chungking Express.
Ooh.
Directed by Wong Kar-wai. Or as this one guy online says, Wong Char-wai. Don't know why he says that.
I wonder what the right way to say it is.
Wong Kar-wai is the right way to say it. Wong Kar-wai is one of Quentin Tarantino's favorite filmmakers, and he has
really?
a video like, yeah. I was listening to I think it was Alex, my buddy Alex. He was talking about Quentin Tarantino was like one of the reasons that Wong Kar-wai blew up because he saw, I think he saw Chungking Express, and he got his company Miramax to like buy it and distribute it to like American audiences, and it like that's what made it blow up and got Wong Kar-wai more opportunities and like higher budgets and shit. So that's Tarantino's that guy.
Yeah, dude.
You know, he knows ball. So Chungking is something that I tried to watch a long time ago, like a year ago or something. I got like halfway through and I was like, nothing's happening. I'm bored. I turned it off. And I don't remember if you were there for that or not. I think I was alone.
I don't know anything about this movie or that director.
So it's came out in 1994, and Wong Kar-wai has a unique style. He basically makes movies in Hong Kong at night, and it normally has like music. Music's normally a big part of his movies.
I'm in.
And he has really cool looking like nighttime cinematography of like Hong Kong streets with like neon lights and
Oh my
like
god, dude.
there's some really cool
You're
fucking
describing
shit.
some awesome shit to me.
But here's the thing, I don't think you would like Wong Kar-wai.
Oh.
They're very, I would consider them very experimental. So Chungking Express, basically, I'll just give you like a rundown of like the synopsis, I guess.
Okay.
There's 2 stories, which
Okay.
typically I'm not a fan of.
I don't like that either.
I normally don't like movies that have multiple stories in them. I like to spend the runtime with the same characters because that's how you get more invested in them. The more time you spend with them, the more invested you get. Which is why I don't like stuff like Magnolia and shit like that with that style.
Yeah.
But basically it's just about like these people in Hong Kong, and like there's no real story. It's kind of like a vibe type thing. Like you're watching the movie for the vibes and not for some riveting story or character arcs. And there are things like there is a story that's happening, but it's very like low stakes, and it's basically like kind of a romance movie.
Okay.
And you get a lot of another thing about his style is you get a lot of like inner monologues, like characters talking to the audience.
Oh, okay.
Which it just depends on the use of it. Like sometimes I hate it, sometimes I think it's great. In this case, like I think it works for his style a lot. But this is just a movie that I watched, and while you're watching it, it's kind of like I kind of had a similar experience when I finished The Sopranos. When I was watching The Sopranos, I was like, nothing's happening. I'm kind of bored.
Yeah.
And then once I finished it, I was like, wow, that was awesome.
Yeah.
That's kind of what happened with Chungking Express. Not much really happens during it. You get great shots and you get great, performances, and like all the technical aspects are really cool. But in terms of the narrative, like there's not a ton going on. But then you finish it and you're like, I want to go back. Like, that was cool. So I gave it a 4-star, and I liked it. Like I turned it on, not to fully watch it, but the next day when I went to bed, I turned it on, and it's a great go to bed movie for multiple reasons. Because it's takes place at night, it's raining a lot, and they speak a different language, so you can't hear what they're saying if you're not looking. If you like lay your head down and you're trying to go to sleep, it knocks you out when you're hearing a foreign language, because you can't understand what they're saying. Because like if I'm watching The Nice Guys, right, and someone says something funny, like I laugh. That keeps me up.
Yeah.
But I can't hear what they're saying, so it's just like white noise.
Yeah.
But it's a great go to bed movie. So I give that a 4-star. Pretty fucking awesome. I don't know if I'd recommend it to you. I mean, I feel like it's something you should watch just because it's a big time movie that, lovers of film will discuss.
Yeah.
But I don't think you'll like it.
That's fine.
But definitely if you watch it, watch it at night. I had the perfect like experience watching it. I was just alone in my room with headphones on, watching it at night. It was awesome. Yeah. So if you do watch it at night. But I just don't know if the whole like minimalist story will like work for you.
Yeah, it typically doesn't, but I'll still give it the old college try.
And then the next day I watched another Wong Kar-wai movie because I was in the mood and I wanted to see how his other stuff is. And I watched Fallen Angels, which is something that we together tried to watch.
No, we finished Fallen Angels.
Mm-mm. We turned it off.
Oh, shit.
We watched like half of it.
I thought we finished.
We turned it off because we thought it was boring.
Damn.
Yeah, because nothing really happens. I liked Fallen Angels a lot less than Chungking. There's a story. There's another 2-story thing going on.
Yeah, I remember that.
What's interesting though is Fallen Angels. The story of Fallen Angels was supposed to be in Chungking Express, but Wong Kar-wai doesn't like his movies to be long. Mm-hmm. And he realized it would be too long with all of those stories together. So he like cut this one out and then made it its own movie. So it's kind of like Chungking Express Part 2.
Okay.
And they reference things that are referenced in like in Chungking Express, there's this guy who keeps buying these pineapples that expire on a certain day. It's part of the story. And he keeps talking about like expired pineapples and everything having an expiration date. And then in Fallen Angels, he talks about like, blah, 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 expired pineapples.
Oh, gotcha.
So they're sort of connected in that way. And you could tell that they kind of go together. But it's not like the same characters or anything. It's just...
I got you.
But I liked it a lot less. There's 2 stories. And there's one story with a hitman that I thought was pretty interesting. And I liked... when that side was on screen. And then there's this other side of the story with basically a mute person that doesn't talk. Mm-hmm. And I don't really like that story. So it's like half of the movie I like and half of it I don't. But it still has his cool Hong Kong at night style, which I'm always going to be down for. So I still gave it a 3. And I'd rewatch it one day, but I think Chungking's a decent bit better. And Chungking's something that I see going up from a 4. Like every time I watch it, I think it'll keep going up. But Fallen Angels just doesn't really do much for me, unfortunately. But the next day, I watched Watchmen.
I'm excited to talk about this, dude.
I told you that you said you wanted to rewatch Watchmen, and I said I'm gonna wait until I finish the graphic novel. Didn't happen.
Yep.
I got impatient and I watched it because the graphic novel is long and don't feel like reading it right now.
Yeah.
So I'll read it one day, but I just felt like watching Watchmen, and I think it was Zack Snyder's episode of Joe Rogan that came out recently when they were talking about Watchmen, and Joe Rogan said it's one of his favorite movies. He could have just been glazing. I don't know.
Yeah, he does that.
But he said it was one of his favorite movies and that he thought the Dr. Manhattan being born scene was one of the best scenes in like movie history. And when he was talking about it, I was like, I don't remember a scene of Dr. Manhattan being born.
Well, you mean like him putting himself together? Is that what he's talking about?
Well, I didn't know what he meant. He just said him being born. And I was like, I don't remember that. Like I need to, and I couldn't remember a lot of Watchmen. I didn't even remember how it ended. Or the story, like I didn't even remember like what the twist was and all that.
Yeah.
So I was like, I need to rewatch it, and I have it on 4K because I bought it at Best Buy for like $9.
No brainer.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I watched that. I watched the Ultimate Cut, which is 3.5 hours long.
Congratulations, pal.
Good grief.
You made it through the gauntlet.
Holy shit. I mean, I thought about just putting on theatrical and calling it a day, but I don't know. So in the Ultimate Cut, in Watchmen, there's a character, there's this little kid that reads a comic.
Yes.
And it's called Black Freighter.
Yep.
And then in the Ultimate Cut, you get inserts of that comic in animated form. And so like every 10, 15 minutes, it cuts back to the Black Freighter storyline, and it's an animated like little section. And I don't like it. It doesn't connect, and I mean, maybe, in some metaphorical way it connects to the Watchmen storyline, but to me it doesn't, and it's just making the movie longer and not really adding anything to it. And I don't know if the Ultimate Cut adds any live action footage of the Watchmen storyline, or if it's just the Black Freighter stuff. I don't know, I need to research it. But if it's just the Black Freighter stuff, I would definitely tell people just not to watch the Ultimate Cut.
Yeah.
Because maybe on its own, if you can get like a compilation of all the Black Freighter stuff in a continuous stream, it's probably pretty cool. But it's another one of those like two storylines happening at the same time thing.
I wasn't even a big fan of every time they would cut to the Black Freighter stuff in the graphic novel. Because like
they do it in the graphic novel.
Yeah,
I don't think I got far enough for it to happen.
Oh yeah,
that kid. But I've seen the kid reading at the newsstand.
Yeah,
but I didn't see it ever really cut to the Black Freighter stuff.
Yeah, you read like in the graphic novel, you'll read panels from the comic book that he's reading in the comic.
Maybe I did and didn't know what was going on.
But like I get how the Black Freighter connects a little bit, but I don't think it's enough for it to really be necessary.
Because it's like, I would assume it's probably like 30 to 40 minutes of material.
Oh shit! I didn't think they put that much animated stuff into the movie.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's like 5 to 8 minute sections, like 8 times or 6 times or something. Like it's a lot of. It would be under 3 hours without the Black Freighter shit.
That probably is all they added then.
So I wasn't a fan of that Black Freighter stuff, but the Watchmen storyline, I think Watchmen's fucking awesome. I gave it a 4.5.
Dude, you know something crazy? I hated Watchmen when I first watched it.
Wow.
When did Watchmen come out?
2009.
So I don't have any idea how old I was at that point.
Well, you're 2 years older than me, so you were 11.
So, yeah, I had to watch it when I was like 13 maybe. And could not comprehend the idea of like a superhero movie where the superheroes are bad guys, or the superheroes don't like win, or like bad shit goes on and nothing gets fixed. Like that idea to me was so foreign. I was like, this is a load of crap, dude.
This is a load of malarkey.
Yeah, revisiting Watchmen as I got older, because I've seen it like 4 times now. It's pretty fucking high up on my Zack Snyder movie list.
It's such a unique take on superheroes.
Yeah.
And not that that's like, obviously Zack Snyder didn't write it. It's an Alan Moore graphic novel, but like that doesn't really matter. Like it's still the story of the movie. So
yeah,
it's just such a cool story. I love that like you don't get any superhero shit until like 2 hours into the movie.
Yeah.
The first 2 hours is just character building, world building, Rorschach detective stuff, like, and it's dark and it's gritty and it's really fucking cool. It's got one of the best like opening credits.
Yeah. With
Bob Dylan. The times are changing, and you get a bunch of like storytelling in it too.
Yeah.
It's not just credits. There's a lot to like pay
like
attention to, and
it's slowly putting you in that universe.
Because Watchmen's so dense with material that like they use the opening credits to explain a lot of like the backstory of Watchmen and like what's in the Minutemen and who the Watchmen are now and all that stuff.
Oh, dude. I don't remember if this happens in the movie, but I know in the book when the Minutemen were... No, I don't know if it was the Minutemen. It was like one of the last team meetings they had of like back before everyone kind of like retired and like broke out in their own thing. And like everyone told the main guy that he was stupid and like they didn't want to team up anymore. And he looked all sad. I was like, oh.
I think I remember reading that.
I was like, God dang it, guys. He had like a little like trifold display of like all the stuff he wanted to do, and I was like, you fucking scumbags. Go back in there and look at his stuff.
Yeah, so I think Watchmen is fucking gnarly.
Yeah.
It's Zack Snyder, you can say what you want about the man. He has an eye for visuals, and specifically with comic book movies. This is how I want comic book movies to look.
Yeah.
I mean, it has such a great visual style. The stuff with Rorschach is some of my favorite because he's my favorite character, and there's a lot of him like out at night in the rain, and everybody's seen the shot of him on top of the container with the lightning strike in the background.
Dude, him walking through the torn up chain link fence.
Yeah, the shot where it's like the camera's moving over to the left,
straight
and then
out of the fucking
and then it
comic.
stops, and he's like right in the outline
Yes.
of the cutout in
Oh,
the fence.
Dude,
It's fucking crazy,
my
dude.
fucking penis is so
Yeah.
crazy right now.
And then he goes to prison, and people start fucking with him because his identity's revealed, and people know who Rorschach is now. And so Rorschach put a lot of people in there, so everyone hates Rorschach, and so they start trying to fuck with him, and he beats the shit out of this guy in the lunch line. This guy tries to fuck with him, and he beats him over the head with a lunch tray, breaks the glass, and then takes the frying oil and smears it on the guy,
Yeah.
and he burns to death.
Yeah.
And he goes, "You don't seem to understand. I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me."
Dude, Jackie
That's
as
crazy,
Rorschach,
dude.
insane casting.
It's ridiculous.
His voice is like I when I read Watchmen, I read it in his voice. I was like, "You son of a bitch!
Yeah.
I can't believe you did this."
That's
to me.
perfect casting.
Yeah.
And no one talks about it because
It's
people
one of the
don't really
most
like Watchmen.
badass lines
Yeah.
ever, dude.
Yeah. Watchmen has so many badass lines that are probably mostly just taken from the graphic novel, but towards the end, Dr. Manhattan has a line where he says, "The world's smartest man is no more dangerous to me than its smartest termite."
Yeah, that's in
That's the hardest shit I've ever heard in my life.
That's in the graphic novel. I
That's
think.
fucking crazy, dude.
Dude, I want to read Doomsday Clock really bad.
I thought you had.
I started it. I read a couple. I had a couple of like single issues, and then like gave up on trying to like buy the issues, and I'll just get the graphic novel. And I haven't been able to find the graphic novel like cheap. So I was like, I'll just wait till I find it like at McKay's or something.
Right. Yeah, so I hadn't seen Watchmen in so long that I kind of forgot the story, so I was kind of re-experiencing it again. And it is such a incredible story.
Yeah.
And like I said, the casting's amazing, the visuals are great, the music's great. But the story, like when it got to the end, I was like, holy fucking shit.
Yeah,
like
dude.
you get so much payoff because you start seeing superhero stuff.
Yeah.
That, like most comic book movies would have in the first 10 minutes, but it builds up to it so slow that it feels so earned once it happens. But the actual like twist and the villain and their motive and like it all makes sense. Like what the villain of the movie does like makes sense.
Yeah.
And it's dark, but it's like fuck.
Yeah.
Like he's right.
And they almost kind of like flip things on themselves. Cause like Rorschach is very dedicated to his beliefs.
Yeah.
And does
never
not budge,
compromise.
no matter like how many people might get hurt because of it. I know Rorschach, every character in Watchmen is so interesting, and it's like whenever I was a kid and I watched it, I couldn't comprehend the idea of like Dr. Manhattan being omniscient and being above everyone and losing his humanity. I was like, how could that happen? But as an adult, I'm like, this guy is basically God.
Yeah.
So obviously he doesn't think like I do. And then Rorschach being a guy who was psychologically insane. Like just a complete lunatic.
Yeah.
And I don't know, dude. It fucks so hard. I actually prefer Watchmen to like I think it's my favorite Snyder movie. I prefer it over Man of Steel, easy.
Well, it's between. I mean, technically, it's my highest rated Zack Snyder because Man of Steel is a 4, BVS is a 4, Justice League's a 4. So technically, it is my favorite, but I don't know if that's true. I think
You got a soft spot for BVS.
I love BVS.
You got a hard on for old
maybe I need to raise
BVS.
BVS.
You need to watch 300 now because I also
I
really
do
like
need to watch
300.
Yeah, I'd be down for that. I have it on Blu-ray.
I also have it as well on Blu-ray.
Yeah, but yeah, Watchmen was incredible. I thought it was gnarly. Next up on the old watch, I watched Moneyball again.
Ooh, I thought about watching that the other day.
I didn't plan on watching the whole thing. I was just really tired. I came home from work Friday. For some reason, I was just so tired. I have no idea why. I didn't stay up late. Did nothing different. I was just drained. And I went straight home and just put something on the TV that I could like take a nap to. And then I just watched the whole thing. I didn't take a nap.
Nice.
Yeah. But Moneyball is great. I gave it a 4. I thought about giving it a 4.5, but I think the movie doesn't do a great job of showing how the strategy actually worked. It's kind of just like a take our word for it kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I thought it would have been cool for them to explain how basically like the idea of Moneyball is they're taking the traditional ways that baseball has been done and throwing it out the window and saying like if this great player that everyone in the league wants averages a hit a game, we need 3 players that average a third of a hit a game.
Yeah.
And it equals to that. And like on paper it doesn't really make any sense.
Yeah.
Because getting the same production out of one player versus getting it out of 3 players isn't equal. Like that's not a good thing.
Yeah.
So that's like saying, oh well, they have Patrick Mahomes, but we have 3 quarterbacks that can equal his total yards a game. It's like, yeah, no shit. It's 3 quarterbacks, but you can only play one. Anyways, like
well, baseball everyone plays, right?
Well, I don't really know the rules of baseball, but like either way, it doesn't. If one guy averages a hit a game and then the other 3 average a third of a hit a game, the guy who averages one more is way more valuable to your team.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, it's a great movie, and I love the dialogue, and it has like because it's written by Aaron Sorkin, so it has that like
when I point you talk.
Yeah, it has that like Social Network type of groove to it where it just glides by, and shit that isn't really interesting is made interesting because Aaron Sorkin knows how to write.
Yeah.
But that was just the one thing that I was like, there was just some things that were glossed over. The beginning of the movie, the team sucks. They do the Moneyball strategy and they're horrible and they're 3-17, and then all of a sudden they just start winning and then they start getting really good, and like they didn't show why that change happened and why they started doing good and how their Moneyball strategy was working.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was kind of necessary to buy into it, but I don't know. It's like Moneyball is kind of like if Draft Day was a good movie.
I still haven't seen Draft Day.
Draft Day is junk. It's schlock.
Nice.
Like it's not a good movie. And if you know anything about football, what's happening makes no sense. Like nothing in the movie makes sense.
Sick.
But it's like goofy fun. Like I like watching it now. I watched it for the first time last year, like on the day of the NFL draft, because I just thought it would be fun to watch it.
Yeah, I
on the
remember you
day of the
telling me about
draft. But it's gonna be like my new tradition every year is watch draft
You have
day,
to watch
just because
draft
it's
day.
like it's just fun. It makes no sense, but it's fun. Moneyball's actually good. It's actually a good movie, and Brad Pitt's great, and I love Jonah Hill in it too.
Yeah.
Like he's a great actor. He doesn't really get credit for it, but Moneyball is great. And yesterday, I watched a little movie called Lion.
Ooh. I saw what you were watching. I thought it might have been like Slumdog Millionaire or something.
No. He's a kid in Slumdog Millionaire that came out like 20 years ago.
I don't know. I don't know that.
Yeah, I watched a movie called Lion starring Dev Patel. It was a recommendation by my pal Jordan. And also, Monkey Man comes out soon. So I just wanted a little Dev in my life.
Dude, Monkey Man
never hurt anybody.
Gets me fucking fired up, dude.
Yeah.
Dev does a little something to me, dude.
Dude, Dev does something to everybody.
He's got the long and the trailer to Monkey Man, he's fucking got the John Wick black suit on, got the fucking long hair and the red light on the elevator.
Yeah. He's dripping.
Dude,
he's going crazy.
You're fucking monkey my man. Oh my god.
More like my what if my monkey, what if my boner. All right. Yeah, I watched Lion, Rec from Jordan, and it made me cry.
Ooh.
And I'm actually I'm weird about crying because a lot of times I watch stuff that should make me cry and I don't. And then I watch stuff that shouldn't make me cry and it does. Like The Dark Knight Rises and The Batman. I cried in the beginning of The Batman when he's in the house where the guy got murdered and he sees the guy's kid that found him and he just looks, no dialogue. He just looks at the kid. I cried.
Yeah, dude.
Because I was like, he understands what that kid's going through because that's what he went through.
Yeah, dude. That's Pat.
That's so sad.
The amount of emotion he's able, not only wearing a mask, just so he's wearing a mask, so he's got to translate what he's feeling looking at that kid. Just
he
through
knows
his
what
eyes.
he went through his whole life, and he knows that that's what that kid's gonna go through.
You can tell how he's looking.
Yeah, it made me cry. So I'll cry at dumb shit, and I watch Manchester by the Sea. I don't cry. One of the saddest movies I've seen. It doesn't make me cry, but this made me cry. I was in the living room watching this, and you were working on shit and walking back and forth.
Yeah.
And I was hoping you didn't look at me because you were gonna laugh at me if you saw me crying. Because seeing someone cry at a movie that you're not watching is funny.
It is really funny.
If you don't know the context of why they're crying, that's hilarious.
The second, if I had seen you, I'd be like, pussy.
It's the same way. It's the same way if you walk in on someone in season 4 of a show that you haven't seen. Everything happening always looks goofy.
Yeah.
Because you don't know the context.
Yeah.
And there's these huge stakes in the show, and everyone's acting like the world's ending, and you're like, it's all right. I'm sure it's
no
fine.
Big deal. Yeah.
You guys can calm down. But yeah, Lion is. Do you know you don't know anything about it?
I don't know anything about Lion except for that Stud's in it.
It's based on a true story of a kid that gets in India that gets lost when he's really young. He's 5 or something, and he gets lost and ends up far. He ends up on a train that takes him far away from his home, but he's a stupid kid and doesn't know where he lives and how to get home. And so he gets adopted by an white Australian family. So then he goes to Australia and grows up there and does well, and he's educated and he has a good life, but he decides he wants to find out where he lived and see if he can find his mom and his brother.
Dang.
And that's the story. And it seems like a movie that would be Oscar bait. And I don't know how to explain it, but it's just kind of something you have to watch. You can tell when you're watching something if it's Oscar bait or not.
Yeah.
Because to me, Oscar bait is something that feels hollow. It feels like a story that they made to try to win Oscars, but their heart wasn't really in it, and they were just kind of going through the motions and trying to make something that they thought the Oscars would like.
Yeah, you get a sense of what they were trying to do.
Yeah.
When you watch it.
But
it's the feeling you get.
It's not like any movie with, an emotional story and I can't really say how it ends, but it's not like anything with an emotional story is Oscar bait.
Yeah.
It's, it's based on a true story, and it's
got me interested for sure.
Yeah, it's a great story, and Dev Patel is ridiculous.
Dude, he's such a crazy actor.
I haven't really seen him in much. I think the only thing I've really seen him in is The Green Knight. So I've known of him because he's a fairly big actor, and he's got Monkey Man coming out, but I hadn't really seen him in anything but The Green Knight, and I don't really like that movie, and I don't really remember much. So I was kind of excited to see him like lead a movie and see what he can do. And he's like, he was the reason I cried just from his like performance. And I'm just glazing right now, but like he's so talented.
Yeah.
He's so fucking talented.
Yeah.
And I just think it's a great movie, and the performances are great, and I was just never bored. I didn't want it to end.
Yeah. Lion's been on my I thought Lion was on my watch list, but I can't remember why I never got around to it.
Dude, I'm gonna recommend it. That's gonna be one of my like recommendations to people now.
Dang, what'd you give it?
I gave it a 4. I'm
Sound
talking about it like
doesn't
I
sound like
should
a
give it
4
more.
movie.
Maybe I'll raise it to a 4.5.
Oh no.
I don't know exactly why.
I really want to watch it.
Yeah, it's really fucking good.
I think since I worked all weekend, probably do some watching this weekend.
Hell yeah.
I do have to teach Saturday, but that's not.
You should try to check it out before Monkey Man.
I'm going to. Just to see the variety of old
yeah,
Dev.
Yeah, it kind of blew me away. I should probably raise my score. I thought it was amazing. And then last one on the watch list was Love Lies Bleeding.
Love Lies Bleeding.
Went and saw it last night in theaters. And I didn't tell you about this, but there was a tweet someone made in Detroit who saw Love Lies Bleeding, and when they stood up at the end of the movie, they could see the guy in the row in front of them, and he had jacked himself off to sleep. So he fell asleep, the lights turned on, and everyone was leaving, and he was sitting there like this with his penis
Cock
in his
in hand?
Small, shriveled mushroom tip penis.
With the hand in the cookie jar.
Yeah. And he was asleep, and the caption was like, yeah, this guy just jacked himself off and fell asleep in Love Lies Bleeding.
Oh,
and
dude.
he had like a rum or like a crown next to him and like a pack of cigarettes, and like he was just living life.
Dude, there are some people out there that have fucking got it bad, dude.
Yeah, and then it's so funny because you see that Twitter post, and then like 6 hours later, I saw a Twitter post from like NBC News or something, and it said Detroit man arrested for public indecency in movie theater. Yeah, it's like that was a real thing. Like that wasn't just some tweet.
Dude,
and,
sometimes like I don't really watch the news or anything like that, and sometimes it'll dawn on me. I'm like, dude, there are some fucking animals that live amongst us, dude. I took a shit in the Porta-John at my work. Now the Porta-Johns get cleaned at the end of every day. Before everyone or after everyone leaves, they get cleaned. I took a shit I start work at 6 a.m. and I went and shit at 8:23, and there was 3 empty beer cans in the Porta-John.
Holy shit.
That guy is waking up, stumbling into work, and cracking open fucking Modelo's. First thing. He's got them in his lunchbox. It is 8:20 in the morning, and you're getting hammered
to get going
in
somehow.
a porta potty.
Listen, you're hating on the man. He's handling business.
He's just making ends meet. You know?
He's doing what he's got to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was funny. But yeah, Love Lies Bleeding. We're not gonna get into spoilers because it's a new movie. But basically, my thoughts is I was really enjoying it. I love I mean, first off, Kristen Stewart's just one of the best actresses working.
I was just going to say that
she's incredible.
Kristen Stewart, there's one moment in particular, and it's kind of like the Batman sequence, but like she reacts to something in such a natural way. I was like, yeah, of course that's what happens.
Yeah. And
she fucking nailed that shit, dude. All the performances all around were incredible from everybody.
And Katie O'Brien, who plays Jackie, isn't a very experienced actor either. She played like a small role in The Mandalorian as like a guard or something. Mm-hmm. But this is her first like big role, and you can't tell. Like she's great, and I mean she's quite good looking too. I'm not typically into very muscular women, because when women are too muscular, it makes them reminiscent of a man to me.
Which is better.
All right,
which we would prefer.
We have our fun. Like, this is a real thing. But typically it's not my thing, just because being in good shape is a great thing, but when you're like bodybuilder level, you're like it. I don't know. I'm not judging. I'm just saying like that's not my thing.
But she made it your thing.
But now it's my thing. She changed me. Because that's a attractive woman in that movie.
You might have pulled the old Detroit man.
If you weren't there, I might have. But yeah, it changes though. Like the movie, it has this 80s feel. The visuals are great, and I love the music. It had like a John Carpenter score. Yeah. Which I thought was great. The performances, like I said, Dave Franco and Ed Harris are awesome. And it just had this real unique story. Yeah. Like that I had never seen before, and I just thought it was gnarly. But then the movie starts sort of changing its tone. Like,
it kind of goes off the rails a little bit.
There's these little insert shots of something happening throughout the movie that I assumed were like visual representations of steroid use, which isn't a spoiler because it's in the trailer, but like I thought that was like, not actually happening, but it was just how it felt in the person's head that was taking the steroids. Yeah. That's how the drug use felt to them. But then like towards the end, it just starts feeling like a different movie. Yeah. And it didn't feel like not in like a good way though to me. Like I think I would have preferred if it kind of stuck to what it was doing at the beginning.
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
And I like when movies get wacky, and it can work if it's transitioned the right way, but to me it just felt so out of left field having this like dark grounded story and then taking it where you take it towards the end with no explanation either. Yeah. Like
there's no you can't like find the thread that brought you down there.
Yeah. It's pretty bizarre. And they also do some stuff with scenes with red lighting that never really get explained either.
Yeah, it's just kind of like this shit looks cool.
Yeah, so I don't know. I enjoyed a lot about it, and I had a great time watching it, but I feel like it may have just kind of went off the rails a little too much. Yeah. And I don't know. I think that's what some people love about it, though, is how weird it is. But to me, I don't know. It doesn't feel right. Yeah. You can't really explain it. You just have to watch it. Like it just doesn't really feel like that's what should be happening.
Yeah, because like the movie has a climax at the end, and then it also has a like ending. What we talked about, an ending like sequence that plays as credits roll. Yeah. And the ending sequence that credits roll is like, this fits in with the movie, but the climax didn't fit in with the movie. Yeah. I felt like. Yeah. So it seemed like they ramped it up to here and they brought it back down for that little like ending sequence, and I was like, why couldn't you just ended it here? Yeah. Instead.
And you can easily explain the crazy thing that happens. Like You can add one shot of what's actually happening in reality versus what people what it metaphorically means in their head or how it feels in their head. You can easily just put that in there, solve everything, and then you're done. But it's like they don't do that.
Yeah.
They kind of treat it like it's reality. So I don't know. I can't really say much without getting into spoilers, but it just felt a little tonally inconsistent. And it was on track to be much better than the score I gave it. I gave it a 3.5, and I think if it would have stuck with what it was doing at the beginning, it could have been the 4.5.
Yeah.
I really was enjoying it, and I still like it a lot, and I respect the creativity, but I don't know, that doesn't really sit right with me where it went.
Yeah.
But we were talking about how more movies should do planned, like, in credits scenes of the movie, basically, like continuing on while the credits roll, and not. I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say, but my favorite example is Call Me by Your Name. Those are my favorite credits of all time.
Yeah.
I just think it's awesome. The visuals and the music by Sufjan Stevens is just beautiful.
Yeah.
And I just wish more movies would do it. It's such a cool thing to, like, have credits rolling, but there's also something for you to watch.
Yeah.
And more story can be told during it, which maybe people don't do it because they don't want you to be distracted from the names on the screen.
Yeah,
because that can maybe seem disrespectful to, like, the people whose names are on the screen. Like, no one's looking at them because they're watching, like, the movie behind it. I guess that makes sense if that's the reason, but I just think it's so cool.
Yeah.
I think it's so cool. But yeah, 3.5. Second best movie of the year. Well, yeah, it's a little better than Ricky Stanicky. So, I mean, maybe, I don't know. As of now,
ham-colored.
As of now, it's number 2 of the year behind Old Dune Part 2.
Oh, yeah.
So we can go ahead and get into. Did you watch anything that I didn't?
No, I basically chopped up the floor all weekend.
Okay. So we can get into our top 10 foreign movies. These should all be right, and they should all count. Because, I mean, foreign is like a little, like, what's considered foreign and what isn't is a little, gray. Because technically, UK movies are foreign movies.
Yeah.
But I don't think of them as foreign movies.
Like,
American Werewolf in London. That's a foreign movie.
Like, was, like, it was shot overseas, but, like, I think they did a lot of shit, like, production in Canada and stuff or something.
Probably, yeah. I mean, he's Canadian.
So, like, I didn't count it as, like, a foreign movie.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't have to research it because it's just not on my list. But
yeah. But that was an example, like, Canada, UK.
Yeah. And yeah, so there's some gray areas, but it should all work.
Yeah.
So I'll start with my number 10, which is Godzilla -1.
Oh.
Yeah.
Low down on the foreign ranking. I think you've seen a lot more foreign movies than I have.
I don't think so. There's nothing on here that you haven't seen.
Oh.
Maybe you're just silly. I don't know.
Could be.
Yeah. New addition to the list. And this has a lower score than a lot of other foreign movies. But I just think maybe I should raise the score. But some things I took off my list were Perfect Blue. And, I don't have, I guess that's a spoiler to say what I don't have on it, but I don't have Seven Samurai on it because it's just not one of my favorite movies.
Mm-hmm.
It's not something I rewatch, but Godzilla -1, just the second I saw it, I was like, holy damn.
Yeah.
Like,
-1 is fucking slaps my cheeks around, dude.
Yeah. It's my favorite Godzilla movie, and It's got a crazy score. I love the visual. I mean, it won an Oscar for visual effects, which probably didn't deserve. It probably should have gone to the creator, but
what they were able to do with their budget.
I'm happy
is
that the
insane.
team behind Godzilla Minus One got an Oscar because they're a cool gang, and I'm happy for them. But yeah, Godzilla Minus One kind of blew me away, and it set my expectations very high for Godzilla films now, and it did Godzilla vs. Kong no favors, or Godzilla X Kong: A New Empire. Sorry, my fault.
Yeah.
Because, man, I mean, boy, that sucks for them.
It made him look real stinky, dude.
Like, people had been accepting the bottom of the barrel Godzilla stuff because there was nothing else. But now that Minus One came out,
by the way, guys, this could be good if you wanted it to.
Yeah, that's my number 10.
Heck yeah.
We probably won't have, like, a ton of extended thoughts on these, but just quick thoughts and...
My number 10 is probably one of the fucking funnest, manest fucking foreign movie I've ever seen in my life. And that is RRR. Dude, you want to talk about some man shit? Watch RRR, put some fucking hair on your chest, dude.
Yep.
That's what
With
it's all
fucking
about.
Ram and
Ram
Raju.
and Beam.
Beam?
Beam.
That's his name?
Bheem.
What?
Yeah.
I thought it was Ram. I thought one was Ram.
One is Ram, and one's Beam.
No, Ram is Beam. His name's Komaram Beam. So Ram for short.
What's the other one's name then?
Raju, like I said.
Which one has the mustache?
Oh. I don't know. Mustache is Ram.
And the
Raju has a beard. Well, they both have beards.
Your facts are
Ram
twisted.
is the handsomer one, and
I know
Raju
hot
is
as
the
shit.
slightly pudgier one. Oh wait, I got that wrong. Raju is the handsome one, and Ram/Beam is the slightly pudgier one.
His name is Kamaram Beam.
That's what I
Call
just
him
said.
Beam.
Komaram Beam.
His name is. They call him Beam in the movie. I'm telling you. And then Ramaroju is Ram. His name is Ram. They call him Ram.
It doesn't say that.
The hot one
It says
is Ram.
Raju.
I'm telling you what they call him in the movie. 1,000% they call him Ram in the movie.
Oh, so they got his name wrong.
No, that's his full name, but in the movie they're what we call friends, so they call him Ram.
Where'd Ram come from?
Short for Ramajaru.
His name's not Ramajaru.
Ram Karan.
That's the other guy. We're not talking about Beam. We're talking about Raju.
I'm talking about Ram Karan. That's his real name. That's the actor's real name. He's playing A. Ramaroju. He is Ram. And then N.T.
Where are you getting
Rama-
Ramajaru?
That's his name in the movie.
It says Ram Charan.
Yep.
Ram Charan
plays
Alluri Sitarama Raju.
Yes, this is for the character's full name.
Yeah.
His name.
No Ram in there.
They call him Ram. Spell his last name.
Ragu. Raju. You know how you spell Ram? RAM.
What I'm pulling up is RAMARAJU.
That's not on here.
Well, I don't know what your facts are fucked up, dude.
I'm using Letterboxd, which has more accurate information than Google. So.
Your shit's fucked up, dude. I don't know what to tell you.
Look up the cast of fucking The Dark Knight, and it'll say Ryan Gosling on Google. It's
I'm telling you,
it's
dude,
for idiots.
They call him Ram. And
Listen.
they call the other guy Beam.
Listen.
I know my RRR.
Tomato. All
I
right.
know my RRR. The point is,
we're talking about a great film here. That's all that matters.
We're talking about fucking the coolest shit I've ever seen in my life going on. RRR is awesome. Fucking full stop. It's the coolest shit ever. It's incredible. With a full fucking dance number, action sequences, fucking piggyback rides, killing guys, fighting tigers. Everything you could ever want. Everything you could ever want. RRR.
All right. My number 9 is I Saw the Devil.
Ooh. Talk about it.
I thought you were going to make a remark.
Say your list and then talk about it.
I thought you were going to make a remark. Yeah, I Saw the Devil. Very dark Korean film about revenge. Yeah. And really, I watched it without knowing what it was about, and it kind of buttered my beans, if you know what I mean. I just thought it was pretty gnarly. And Korea just doesn't give a fuck. They just don't care about shit. They'll make anything. Yeah. And it doesn't hold back at all. And you get two crazy performances. And I think the guy isn't one of the leads in it, also the guy from Old Boy.
Yeah, the main bad guy.
Yeah. I remember we watched it and we just looked at each other and we were like, holy shit.
Yeah.
You're not going to see much like it. It's very grim, though. I mean, you're going to want to take a shower after you watch it.
Yeah, that's my problem with I Saw the Devil, because it didn't make it on my list because I find myself not wanting to watch it because of, like, same with, like, Perfect Blue. Like, some shit goes on in Perfect Blue, which sounds crazy. It's an animated movie, but I don't want to watch what happens in it. And it's not as bad in I Saw the Devil, but it's still, like, some real fucked up shit's going on, dude.
Yeah. No, I get that. I mean, it is. That's why it's slightly farther down my list.
Yeah.
I haven't rewatched it since I first watched it, but it's just stuck in my head. That first watch just really threw me for a whirl.
Heck yeah.
And I don't want to get into spoilers for anything, but it just has some bizarre scenes. Like, things that are going to be melted into your head.
Yeah.
So that's my number 9.
My number 9 is The Raid.
Interesting.
Probably higher up than it should be. But I fucking love The Raid, dude. I watched it, like, a buddy of mine was like, hey, you should check out The Raid if you like really good, like, fight choreography. And I checked it out and I was like, dude, this is fucking awesome. I was like craving some good action. It gave it to me. Fucking cool setup for a story. It's just like kind of really tight movie all around. Just badass shit happening. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I just like it.
If I was a instructor at film school and I had a class on choreography, action choreography, I would just watch all the John Wicks and the Raids every day and go scene by scene and show my students, like, how to do action.
Yeah. Because
they just do it like nobody else.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, the action is the reason you watch the movie. If you're an action guy, watch The Raid. Like, it's going to be some of the best action you've ever seen. The story's very basic, just like John Wick. I mean, the story of John Wick's are very really basic. Simple. You go to John Wick for the action.
Yeah.
And yeah, the sequels get more advanced in the story and they expand the world building, but you're there for the action.
Yeah.
So it's got to be damn good.
Yeah.
If that's your main attraction, and it is. I haven't seen the second one though. I've only seen the first one.
The Raid 2 is good, but I did find it less appealing than the first Raid. I don't know why. Maybe because there was just more stuff.
Also, I'm sure you've noticed, but Dredd is pretty much just a remake of The Raid with Dredd in it.
Oh yeah.
I think I want to say Alex Garland wrote Dredd. Maybe I'm fucking that up. Someone like significant wrote Dredd, and I think that they just watched The Raid and was like, that was pretty cool. Like,
It might
see
have
if
been
I can-
Alex Garland, but I remember I'd watched Dredd and I was like, this is just The Raid.
I'm gonna look up who wrote it. I'm curious now.
Yeah, but I have made that comparison because it is very, very similar to The Raid.
Alex Garland wrote it. That's so weird.
Yep.
He's a weird fella.
He gets it done.
That
man.
Alex.
That Alex. I don't know what he's doing.
I'm very nervous about Civil War.
Yeah,
It just does not look good to me.
I'm not. I was gonna say I'm not really excited for it to begin with, but you got Jesse Plemons in it, so that at least
That's a big plus.
that gets me. Yeah, because the only part in the trailer that I'm like, holy shit, is when he's like, "You're American? Well, what kind of American are you?" I'm like, oh shit,
Yeah.
Jesse's about to goof around.
Yeah. I don't think it looks very good,
Yeah,
but we'll see. Maybe he'll pull one out on us.
maybe,
Maybe he'll redeem himself for Men.
dude, that movie. Don't get me started, dude. Don't get me started on Men.
So you gave your number 9.
Yep.
Okay. Well, my number 8 is RRR.
Ooh, that's
Got it
awesome.
higher than you because I'm a cooler guy than you.
You got me.
Yeah.
You fucking nailed me right in the ass, dude.
That's the shit right there.
Dude.
It's a movie that it's gonna be hard to convince people to watch it.
Yeah.
If your friend asks you for a rec, and you tell him RRR, and he sees a 3-hour Indian movie, he's
a
not gonna
dance
watch
number?
it. He's not gonna watch it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just no shot. But if you can convince people to watch it and just take a leap of faith, they're gonna have a great time.
Yeah.
It's one of the most just fulfilling movie experiences you'll have.
Yeah.
It gives you every emotion.
Yeah.
It has great over-the-top action. It has music set pieces with dancing. It has romance. It has comedy. It's got a great story.
Yeah.
It's everything you could want in a movie.
Yeah.
So, like, come on. Just if you haven't seen it, just watch it.
Yeah, dude.
There's
I
nothing like it.
I get so hard when they see each other for the first time and he just like puts his hand up and then he nods at him and they know exactly what to do.
Yeah,
I know
they do that every Tuesday.
I know what you're fucking thinking,
Yeah.
dude. Go ahead and start.
This most absurd thing that no one's ever done before, but we both know that we're about to do it.
Yeah.
Just from a nod.
Oh god,
Yeah.
dude.
RR's, it's incredible.
Yeah.
It's incredible. I need to rewatch it.
Yeah.
I could go for that.
I need that in my life.
Yeah.
At least like once every couple months I need RRR in my life.
Yeah. I don't think there's a Blu-ray of it. I hope they release one because I'd check it out.
I'd buy a special edition.
I'd buy a steelbook.
I'd drop some bones on it,
Yeah,
dude.
drop a steelbook of them dancing Natu Natu,
Oh my god.
or have them swinging from the bridge.
Dude, that would be sick.
Yeah.
What was that that fucking douchebag that they danced out of town?
Oh,
Was he like
flamenco.
That's what it was.
Yeah, that guy. What's your number 8?
My number 8 is The Wailing.
Ah,
Yeah.
interesting.
That is a movie that has kind of a lot going on.
Yeah.
It leads you down one way and it takes you down another way, and it's kind of like I don't know. When I first like watched it, I was like, "What the fuck just happened, dude?" And then the more like after that, I just kept thinking about it and like watched people talking about it, and the slow reveal at the end. There's something just so like unsettling about it.
I was just about to use that word.
Yeah, there's like moments in horror movies where they're going for like a scare, but then there's also some stuff that just kind of make me feel really uneasy and unwell.
Which are the best kinds of horror movies.
Yeah, because Session 9 does that with just like its setting. But in The Wailing,
it's a slow burn.
yeah,
So by the time you get to the scary shit, like, it feels earned.
yeah,
And it's also like you're wondering through a lot of the movie, like, if it's real or not.
yeah,
And then you get to towards the end of the movie and you're like, damn.
yeah.
Oh shit.
Something's going on here. Turns out something was afoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, the slow reveal at the end, and then like,
Also, tons of rain.
yeah,
That's my shit.
tons of rain, and there's like moments that are like really dark, but it's almost like twilight outside, where there's like a pale light, but then they'll be indoors and everything will be almost black.
Dude, I need a rewatch of The Wailing. I think they released a 4K of it.
We need to let's check it out together because I want to
Yeah.
rewatch it. I've only seen it once.
There's a lot to take in on
but
first watch.
that one time I was like, dude, I feel like there's some layers to pull back. So it kept me interested. It kept me engaged. And I don't know if I've seen many horror movies like usually when they're horror movies like that, I really like it. If it's a very slow starter and just kind of like hits you right in the gut. Hereditary is kind of like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hereditary is kind of like that. Session 9 is kind of like that. A lot of my favorite shit's like that.
Yeah. I remember The Wailing having an extremely dark ending.
Yeah. Yeah, it did, dude.
I think I remember how it ends, and it's insane.
Yeah. The setting of the ending, too, is like, oh, dude, it's my worst nightmare. What goes on at the end is the worst. I couldn't imagine a worse thing happening to me.
My number 7 is Old Boy.
Old Boy's not on my list.
I'm aware.
I'm going to go ahead and rip the Band-Aid off. Yeah. Tell me about Old Boy.
Thanks for that information.
Well, I was going to go into detail about like how I'm not the biggest fan of Old Boy, partially because dumb, and partially because I watched Josh Brolin Old Boy because I was young and didn't know anything, and I was like, my dad was like, "We'll watch this movie called Old Boy," not knowing that it was a remake of a classic movie, and watched it. And I went, "Ugh." And so I don't know. A part of me thinks that even without having seen the remake, I wouldn't be as big on Old Boy as other people would be.
Old Boy's something I really need to rewatch. I was super upset that it didn't come to my theaters last year when it was re-released. I was really hoping it would, and it didn't. So I really need to rewatch it because it's something I've only seen once, and it's in most people's like best movies of all time list.
Yeah.
And I do think it's really awesome, and it has a crazy scene with a hammer that everyone's seen, and it has one of the best twists of all time. It's just so dirty and gross, and I just love shit like that. But I really need a rewatch for it, but it stuck with me. It's a crazy movie.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. Not as high as where other people would probably have it, but it's still one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I liked it more. It would make me sound smarter if I was like, yeah, Old Boy rocks. But
I think you have enough dumb stuff weighing you down. I don't think it'd make a difference. You still don't like the Smiths, so.
yeah, me and just about everyone else.
It's funny because you have no idea how wrong you are.
Oh, yeah?
That's what's funny.
Is that how it goes?
Yeah. Everyone loves the Smiths.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone loves the Smiths?
Yeah, I mean, my boys talk about it every day.
Yeah. I can tell you the Smiths don't love everyone.
All right. We don't need to get into all that. That's just not something we need to get into.
Anyway, are you done talking about Old Boy?
Yeah, I was waiting for you to
All right,
tell you.
what are we
your
at?
next
Number
movie.
7?
I just did my 7.
Okay, my number 7 is Spirited Away.
Oh.
Yep. Bit of a
And you didn't know the director.
bit of a curveball. No, I didn't. Bet you might not know this about me, but I have seen Spirited Away like 27 times.
Well, you told me that. You said your sister used to watch it all the time.
Yeah. I've seen it a ton. And each time I watch it, like, I appreciate it more. When I watched it when I was like really young, I was like, what are these fucking heads doing bobbing around over here? Why does this guy have 8 arms? Like, what? None of this makes sense.
Yeah.
Stay there with the parents and eat like them and be a normal guy. But no, dude, it's fucking rad. I don't know. Something about Spirited Away just kind of like vanish into that world for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I thought about putting like probably should have put a Cure on there instead.
Yeah, well, you are a dumb guy, so this fits.
Well, I was like,
This fits the mold.
I was like, I want to put an animated movie on there. Fucking nostalgia. I'll just put Spirited Away. I've seen it like a ton.
I'm actually not that big on Spirited Away.
I know that about you.
I could rewatch it though. I mean, I could see if it changes.
It's really
for me.
fucking weird, dude. Even to a guy that's seen it a lot, it's really fucking weird.
I mean, all the Ghibli movies are weird, but I just feel like the other stuff may be more interesting to me. I think Howl's Moving Castle and Princess Mononoke are gonna be like more up my alley.
Oh, I think so too. I haven't seen those. Out of all the Ghibli movies I've seen, though, Spirited Away is probably my favorite. I do really like Akira, though.
Yeah, Kira's pretty gnarly. My number 6 is Train to Busan.
Ooh, I like that.
Yep. Probably the best zombie movie to me. Unless I'm forgetting something. I think it's my favorite zombie movie. It has some of... It's just the pacing and the rhythm and the momentum of the movie is ridiculous. It's like a nonstop... It's like the Mad Max Fury Road of zombie movies.
Yeah.
There's constant tension, and the characters are great, and it's so fucking cool.
Yeah. There's actually not that many good zombie movies now that I think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of crazy because they're such a common trope.
Yeah.
Well, I like Shaun of the Dead a lot. That's probably my favorite zombie
I need to
movie.
rewatch that. I didn't love it the first time I watched it, but I really need to watch Hot Fuzz. That's what that's people's favorite.
Yes, it's so good.
Yeah, I need to get it.
But yeah,
those.
Train to Busan is fucking killer, dude. I fell in love with it the first time I watched it. I was like, this is...
I love recommending it to people.
Yeah.
It's a good starter foreign movie if people aren't like very well versed in foreign and they find it intimidating.
Yeah.
Because since it's an action movie, there's a lot that you don't have to read. Like, it's just action like our action.
Because it can be hard if you're not used to it.
When it's a very
Reading the
dialogue-heavy
dialogue
movie.
and also watching like at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
But like sometimes I don't read like every word, and I'll see what their faces are doing, what their body language is saying, and I'll be like, they're probably saying this.
Yeah.
And I'll just kind of grab keywords from the dialogue.
Yeah, you get better at it as time goes on, but it's definitely one of the better starter ones since there's not a ton of dialogue compared to other movies. So, what's your number 6?
Enter the Dragon. Bruce Lee, son. Whapping some ass.
Yep. That guy right there. My
Dude,
Criterion box set that I haven't
so
watched a single
fucking
one of.
shredded.
I need to just spend like a Saturday just binge every Bruce Lee Criterion.
I would watch Enter the Dragon any chance I could with my dad.
It's just like cool guy central.
Yeah.
If you feel like being a cool guy, just watch Enter the Dragon.
Yeah. me and my dad would be like, you fucking see that shit, dude? And I'd be like, yeah, that was
Dude,
that was
every
crazy.
muscle on your body grows when you watch Enter the Dragon.
Yeah.
Your testosterone just shoots through the roof.
I was probably like 9 watching that, and I had a full beard when I was watching
Yeah.
it. By the time I finished watching Enter the Dragon, I had filed my taxes.
Yeah. Enter the Dragon's what gave you ass hair.
Yeah.
Now it's a jungle.
Yeah. No, Enter the Dragon.
Enter the Dragon's awesome.
Fucking the cool shit.
Can't wait for my rewatch on Criterion. I want the transfer to be real nice. Like,
heck yeah.
yeah, it just has a crazy story. Like the story to Enter the Dragon's nuts.
Oh yeah.
I wish they still made movies like that.
Yeah.
But
I didn't even care about the story when I was a kid. I was just like, dude, fast forward to the nunchuck parts.
yeah.
And then I had a little pair of nunchucks.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, dude. I was the most annoying fat kid you could think of.
You'd run up and nunchuck people and steal their milk.
Yeah, dude. I was basically Jonah Hill from The Watch is what I thought I was.
Franklin.
Yeah.
My number 5 is Martyrs.
Oh, I totally forgot that was a foreign movie, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's a French film, I believe. Yeah. Martyrs is one of the most affecting movies I've seen. I was not the same for like a week after I watched Martyrs. And that was the intention of the film, and boy did it work. I recommend it to everybody. I warn them and I say, listen, this movie's fucked. But if you're in the right headspace and you feel like watching a fucked movie, there's no better fucked movie. It is the darkest depths of like storytelling I've seen, really. To me, like maybe
Yeah.
other people have seen more
I was
fucked
gonna
up
say,
shit, but
I think it affected me in the complete opposite way, to where I never recommend it, and I try to pretend like I haven't seen it.
dude, it is disturbing. It is a really disturbing movie and really well made. And it's not just shock value. I mean, everyone has heard of Martyrs and knows that dark shit happens in it.
Mm-hmm.
But I was lucky enough to like, I knew I had always heard of it and I knew it had a reputation, but I didn't know the story or anything that happened. So I saw everything like fresh, and my jaw dropped. And I'm not saying that figuratively. I'm saying like I was sitting there looking at my TV screen with my mouth wide open,
Yeah.
not believing what I was seeing. And I think that's like, you know, make sure you're in the right headspace for it. But if you are, like, there's nothing like it.
Yeah.
And if you want something that's gonna, you know,
There is some
affect
stuff
you.
like it. Just watch those ISIS beheading videos.
Yeah.
That's the closest thing you can get
Yeah.
to Martyrs, dude.
Yeah. So it's really dark, and it's not something you're going to want to watch every day. But I mean, I just think it works so well at what it's doing. And I really respect it as a film. Because I also, like I said, I just think it's really well crafted with the way it builds up its story.
Yeah.
So
Do you have Martyrs?
I don't, but I want it. If I ever see it, I think we saw it at McKay's one time.
But we
we hadn't seen it.
Yeah, we weren't aware of it.
Yeah.
Martyrs,
Like I just knew it was the fucked up movie.
Yeah,
I
Martyrs
hadn't
was like,
seen it.
oh, you know, I knew that it was like a gross movie that people talked about. And then you were like, I'm going to watch Martyrs. You going to watch it? And I was like, nope. Enjoy.
And then I watched it, and I was like, now you got to watch it.
Yeah.
At least I test ran it and made sure it wasn't a piece of shit.
Yeah, yeah. Because I agree. It is a very well made movie, and it is very effective. But I don't see myself ever watching it again.
I mean,
I don't think I ever have a desire to step foot into that.
I mean,
world
some
again.
people really factor in rewatchability into like how they grade a movie. But to me, like, I could rewatch Martyrs if I was introducing it to someone and they said, "Will you watch it with me?" Like, I'd watch it with them. But I don't think I'd put it on by myself just because of how fucked it is. But I don't think that makes it not worthy of being on my list, because it still is one of the most memorable and affecting first watches I've ever had. So that to me is worthy of it being on my list. So, but I am like a rewatchability person in terms of my rankings, and
yeah, because I think like Barbarian we were both high on, and we rewatched it and it kind of dipped down a little bit.
I took it down a half star.
Yeah.
It was a 4.5. I took it down to a 4. So I do take points off for not having good rewatchability, but I don't think Martyrs. Typically, when movies don't have good rewatchability, it has to do with like the pacing and the length and certain things that the movie actually did. But Martyrs is like really tight, and it has great pacing. It's just not super rewatchable because of how dark it is, which you can't really like fault the movie for. Like, that's what you signed up for. So I don't know. It just doesn't really like bother me. I think it's in my, would I have it at 5, 6,
5? I think.
Yeah, it's at 5. So I just think it's worthy of that, even if it's not something I may rewatch all the time.
I got you.
Yeah. So what's your number 5?
My 5 is Train to Busan.
Interesting.
Because that shit slaps.
Yeah.
It made me cry.
Ooh.
Yep. I think the very end, crossing the bridge, I was like, oh my god, this shit's getting me, dude. Saving the little girl.
Yeah.
Like that's never gonna not make me cry.
And
you save a little girl, I'm gonna tear up.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna happen.
That's what happens.
There's no doubt in my mind. But I really like the characters in Train to Busan, the setup of everything, like the like different aspects that the zombies have and stuff, with them going through the fucking tunnels and driving the little car through the train and stuff. Mm-hmm. It's just so cool.
Yeah, they have great zombies.
Yeah.
They're not the slow, Walking Dead, unintimidating zombies.
Yeah.
Dude, any movie with a slow zombie, I don't care about. Like, I'm not scared of a slow zombie.
Yeah.
I can murder you. I can kill you. And if I can't, I'll just run away.
Yeah.
You can't catch me.
But then there's like World War Z, where I feel like they took it too far one way.
I don't know if I wouldn't say they took it too far. I'd say they made zombies scary.
I mean, they climb like into a human like ladder and pull a helicopter out of the air.
I guess that seems maybe a little much.
Yeah. But no, I do like.
They shouldn't be like hyper intelligent.
Yeah.
They should be like brain dead.
Yeah. But running at full human speed.
Yeah. Or faster.
Yeah.
To make me even a little more scary.
Yeah. But like in Train to Busan, they get off at that station and like turn a corner, and they're running so fast they all start slamming into the wall, like trying to turn the corner to get after them. That's horrifying.
Yeah.
That they're
moving that fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
They're getting whiplash from trying to make a turn.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy.
They're going risky business around the fucking corner, dude.
My number 4 is Akira.
Ooh.
'Cause I'm a cool guy.
That's
I
what I'm
put Akira
talking
on my
about.
list. Akira. Sorry. Yeah, it's God. I've been really wanting to rewatch it, but I keep waiting to find the 4K. I want to watch it on a 4K, because I think the first time we watched it was on Hulu, and it had ads, and Hulu doesn't look great. So I just really want to dive in.
I want it at its fullest.
Yeah.
You know what Akira made me feel like? It felt like after I watched 2001, but like a little better.
Oh, it's way better than 2001.
I mean, I like it better than 2001, but like I wanted to study it. I wanted to figure out what was like.
Yeah, that's the
like,
thing.
what's going on here?
That's what's so crazy about Akira is like it's number 4 on my foreign movies list, and I don't even know what happens in it. I don't even know what happens in the movie. It's confusing as shit.
Yeah.
But it's cool as hell.
Yeah.
It just makes me feel cool, and I love I'm just a whore for anything with a Blade Runner aesthetic.
Yeah.
Anything futuristic that has a bunch of neon city lights and cool shit, I'm in. And so this has all that. It's got great music, just jaw-dropping animation.
Yeah.
That was hand-drawn. People don't appreciate that. Hand-drawn by humans, frame by frame, with their hands.
Yeah.
The entire movie. So, just some of the best animation I've ever seen, and a movie that just intrigues me.
Yeah.
Like, even if I don't understand everything that's happening in it, I want to.
Yeah.
And
I watched it. I was like, I need to read a book on this.
yeah, it's got a lot of commentary, and it's very relevant today, but it also just has some just baller ass shit, dude.
Yeah.
And I think it's awesome.
It is.
So
It's
number
fucking.
3.
It's super cool.
And they've been trying to make a live action adaptation of it, which I just don't think would work. I just don't think that'd be good.
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, I guess it depends on the filmmaker. I know Jordan Peele was like attached to it for a while. I don't know if it was like he wanted to make it. I think Leonardo DiCaprio was attached to it at some point. I don't know. I don't know if they're making it. I think Taika Waititi was attached to it at some point.
Dude, keep that
Just
guy away
yeah,
from
just
it.
don't make it. I mean, it's like the Cowboy Bebop show. Like, just don't do that.
I still just am not a big believer that you can do live action versions.
Yeah, if you want
anime,
just do a sequel. Just do Akira 2, which you could say is a bad idea too. But it's a much better idea than a live action remake.
Yeah.
That has no chance of living up to the first.
Yeah.
At least a sequel, if you get the same filmmaker, it could. I don't know if he's alive or not. I have no idea. But if you get the same filmmaker, there's a chance that it's up to par with the first one, and it could be a great continuation.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying like, Akira would make for a great sequel, but there's plenty of things that would make for a bad live action remake, but could make for a good just keep it going, just add a sequel.
Yeah. I don't know, dude.
Like they're doing more like Avatar. So there's 3 seasons of animated Avatar, and then they made a live action show that everyone hates, and now they're doing movies. I think they're doing 3 new Avatar movies that are a continuation of the show.
Yeah.
So that's what they should be doing.
But I think those have been in the works, and then Netflix for some reason did the live action.
Well, I'm just saying, like, those are 2 separate routes, and one is much smarter than the other.
Yeah, I got you.
Like doing a live action remake, turning something that was animated into live action is incredibly difficult because it was made for animation.
Yeah.
They made it with animation in mind. So you're trying to take something out of its element.
Yeah.
And that's incredibly hard. And you're also remaking something.
Yeah.
You're redoing something that was already great. So why? What's the outcome here? If you're continuing something, you're not remaking anything. You're just continuing it. You're saying, "Hey, people love this thing. Let's give them more."
Yeah.
Not let's try to redo it worse.
Yeah.
And if the thing they give you more of is bad, oh well, it's bad.
You still
And
got the
you
original
still have
thing.
the original stuff.
Yeah.
It's like if Christopher Nolan made a Dark Knight 4. It's like, yeah, it could be bad, but I still have the trilogy if it's bad.
Yeah.
It doesn't change anything. Well,
I mean, you could say the same thing about the remake. Like they do a live action remake and it's terrible.
oh yeah, I mean it doesn't ruin the property, but I'm saying there's no chance that it works.
Yeah.
Like Cowboy Bebop's show didn't ruin Cowboy Bebop, but there's no chance that the live action show lives up to the anime.
Yeah.
But what could be good is if Netflix just announced a new season of Cowboy Bebop with the original creator and the
That
original
would be
actors,
fucking
and they just made
crazy,
more.
dude.
I mean, it would make the ending not as great because it would be less ambiguous, but that's beside the point.
Yeah.
Just saying, like, stop with the live action shit.
Knock it
If
off.
things are animated, keep them animated.
Yeah.
So.
Especially when they have such a unique art style like Akira does.
I mean, there's certain things I could imagine like that's animated that would make sense, like that could work. And it would have to be just something very normal, like an animated movie that doesn't have big like creatures or monsters or, you know, powers. Just something very standard. And typically animated things don't have that. Like, I think they're doing a live action How to Train Your Dragon, which I think
I was gonna say, I think
is on the better end of like things that could work. Because the only thing you really need is the dragon. Like, that's the only thing that's like, you know, not real.
Yeah, but the dragons like have
Personalities.
yeah,
Yeah.
like Toothless makes like faces and stuff, and like his face communicate like the Lion King, kind of.
Yeah, that's, yeah. I get you.
Yeah.
I haven't seen How to Train Your Dragon, but anyways, we're going off on a tangent.
Yeah.
Stop making live action shit.
Knock that shit off.
Yeah, stop it.
What were we on here?
We were on Akira, my number 4.
Oh, okay.
So now it's time to do your number 4.
My number 4 is All Quiet on the Western Front.
Whoa,
Yeah. German movie.
that is crazy.
Yeah.
I did not know you liked it that much.
I really liked it. I thought it was fucking awesome. Great war movie. And it's not often that I see, like, you don't really get to see World War II movies through the eyes of, like, the Germans very often. So it was really cool to see them, like, all right, go fucking tear it up out there, guys.
Yeah.
And then they're fucking dying.
Yeah.
They're not doing good at all. they're failing miserably.
Yeah.
I don't know, I thought it was fucking awesome.
I really enjoyed it. And I thought the technical aspects were great. The performances and the like, it was directed really well. And at the time I thought it had a cool score, but then it won best score at the Oscars over Babylon and the Batman, and then I wanted to shit my pants. Cuz it's bomb for 2 hours.
It is here's the deal. It is a really cool score. But it should not have won best score at all.
Yeah.
That tone is cool.
I'll take a nomination. I think it's worthy of a nomination.
Yeah.
But Babylon
going home
and the
over
Batman
Babylon and the Batman
are light years ahead of that.
Yeah.
And play an instrumental part into the movie.
Yeah.
And making it as good as it is. So that puts a sour taste in my mouth when I think about All Quiet. I always think about how it stole best score from Babylon or the Batman,
So now you just
which the
wanna-
Batman wasn't even nominated, which is just a travesty. I mean, that makes absolutely no sense. Even people that aren't nerds like us, like, you know, comic book people, like, just ask a normal person that likes movies, and they'll tell you the Batman score was amazing.
Yeah.
So, not even a nomination is absurd. Anyways, Babylon probably, with my bias out of it, Babylon probably should have won.
Yeah.
But
Some voodoo mama.
that is a completely different movie without that score in
Yeah.
Babylon. It should have won. But anyways, is that all you got?
Yeah.
My number 3 is The Hunt.
Oh my god, I totally forgot about The Hunt, dude.
Don't you get for not using Letterboxd?
I know.
I have a bank of all the movies I watch, so I can go
forget
look
to
at
log
everything I've
some
seen.
stuff.
Yeah, you forget to log everything.
Not everything.
Yeah.
Just a lot of what I see.
Anyways,
The Hunt is so fucking
The
good,
Hunt.
dude.
I think, when did I watch this? We watched this last June 10th, and God, it's so fucking good.
Dude.
It makes you so angry.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna have your fists balled the entire film, looking at this stupid little fucking kid, and it'll make you never want to have kids. But it's so fucking sad, dude. It's such a sad movie. And I'm not going to get into spoilers.
Yeah.
But someone reminded me of something that happened in it the other day. And
Oh god, you have to tell me about it after the pod.
yeah, I forgot that it happened, and it made me so fucking sad. And Mads Mikkelsen is a god.
Yeah.
I mean, the shot at the end that everyone, it's on the poster. I think they're in the church, and he's looking back. Just some of the best acting I've seen.
Yeah.
Because it's not a big screaming match, and it's not him crying and doing over the top stuff that's very easy to emote. That's what acting is little stuff like that, acting with your eyes.
Yeah.
And telling the audience how you feel without saying anything.
Yeah.
And it's one of my favorite shots, and it's a devastating story, but it's so well crafted.
Yeah, there's times where Mads will he'll look around and just look like so defeated.
Yeah.
I'm like, God dang.
Yeah.
Dude.
You're never gonna feel worse for someone
Yeah.
than like watching The Hunt. It's really sad, but it's incredible. It's a great movie.
It is.
So that's my number 3.
My number 3 is -1. And I think even if I included The Hunt on my list, if I thought about it, I think it would still be my number 3. I fucking love Godzilla.
Godzilla.
I love Godzilla. I love King Kong. I love big monsters.
You excited for New Empire?
Back to what I was saying. I do like me some monsters, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And I am gonna go into Godzilla X Kong, and I'm gonna take a gander at what's going on in there.
I'll peruse around.
Yeah, I'll go see what those guys are up to.
See what those rascals are doing.
But like Skull Island.
See why King Kong has Thanos' gauntlet.
Yeah. Oh, we built him a cool glove to wear. Fuck you, dude. Even Skull Island, like I really I love Skull Island. Don't know why. I don't think I've met anyone that likes it as much as I do. Peter Jackson's King Kong, I've seen.
Peter Jackson's King Kong's a banger.
Dude, I've seen that movie probably 30 times. I've played the Xbox 360 Peter Jackson's King Kong.
Oh shit!
I
didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, dude. I fucking love those big monsters, dude. I don't know why they get me going. And then I get the best adaptation of Godzilla that I've seen in my life. Yeah. I'll take it. I'll take it and I'll fucking run home with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like fucking Charlie with the ticket.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Godzilla -1 is incredible. I thought that the characters were great. I thought the performances were great. The main couple, I feel like, had such good chemistry with each other, with everything that was going on. And then Godzilla's fucking atomic breath, dude. That shit gave me chills when I saw him first unleash it. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm like, it ends kind of like with like a little like, what else could be going on?
Yeah.
So now I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
Are they gonna make a Godzilla -2?
Maybe a Godzilla 0?
Ah!
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's a Godzilla movie where typically when you watch the new American Godzilla movies, you get bored when the humans come on screen and you just want to see Godzilla and King Kong. But in -1, they actually craft great characters that you don't mind watching. Like, and there's actually stakes when Godzilla's, stomping through a city because you don't want those characters to get hurt, which is impressive. And it like never really happens.
He's also the bad guy.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Which I loved because I wasn't used to that because they always try to make him a hero in the American ones.
Yeah.
Which is so stupid to me. Like, I mean, I don't know. I mean, there are
They
some
started having
traditional
him do that.
incarnations of him being like the protector of Japan,
Yeah.
but I just think it makes much more sense logically for him to be a threat.
Yeah.
So that's what I kind of prefer.
Yeah. I don't know. I like it. I like seeing him stomp around. He had the fucking meanest looking eyes I'd ever seen.
Yeah, he was like smiling sometimes. Like,
Yeah, dude.
when he was fucking people up,
He
like
looked
he enjoyed it,
fucking
like
evil.
Fade Ralpha.
Yeah.
He was feeding off it.
Yeah, dude. He was cooking. He was cooking big time.
I think our top two are the same.
Yeah.
If I'm doing the math here.
I think they're the same. I think they're in the same order.
Yeah. My number 2 is Memories of Murder.
My number 2 is Stuart, A Life Backwards. No, it's Memories of Murder. Memories of Murder. You know what I was thinking about when I was making this list? How fucking funny that movie is.
Yeah. The drop kicks.
The drop kicks, the damn punks, and then
Yeah.
him seeing the guy in the underwear and then doing a big like hubbubaloo, making it
Yeah.
seem like he could read his mind.
Dude, Bong does that. Like, Bong is his movies are very funny.
Yeah.
And maybe it's a South Korean thing, but I really notice it with his movies. Like, he has a great sense of humor
Yeah.
in his movies that are normally very serious,
Yeah.
which is a big talent he has. But yeah, the drop kicks are. I think I was watching someone in the Criterion Closet. I can't remember who it was. It might have been like Bill Hader or somebody, but he held up Memories of Murder and he was like, "Oh, this is a great movie, a great detective story. I love it so much, and you'll never see drop kicks like you do in this movie."
I think it was.
So
Bill
it's
Hader.
not even like just an us thing that we notice. Like,
Yeah.
that's a notorious thing that everyone picks up on.
Yeah.
Like, the drop kicks are hilarious, and yeah, the damn punks.
Yeah. He says damn punk at least 7 times.
Yeah.
In that movie.
Yeah. It's a lot of rain, my favorite.
Yep.
If you're sensing a theme here, I love movies with rain. I love detective stories, and this is a dark, gritty detective story that is not an easy case to solve. It's not a oh, like, that guy did it right when the movie starts. Like, it's a very layered and interesting case based on a true story, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And I just find it so, like, it's almost like a comfort movie in a weird way, which, maybe says something about me.
Yeah, I was gonna
But-
say I wouldn't go that far with it,
but-
but I really liked it.
I've said before, like, if I put on something really fucked up when I go to bed, it makes me feel more cozy. Because I'm like, oh, that's not happening to me.
Yeah.
Mm.
You just snuggle up.
I'm just
watch
under my blankie.
Human Centipede 2. You're like, oh.
Yeah.
No, I really like Memories. I don't think it's a comfort thing for me, but it's just so fucking interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's never a moment in Memories where I was like, all right, let's get to the beans here. I enjoy every moment of it. The detective aspect of it is great. It also has another one of those sequences like The Wailing that makes me feel very uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
The fucking whistling in the field.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't like that. I don't want to hear something like that happen.
Yeah.
I was like, oh fuck.
Mm-hmm.
That shit is nuts.
Yep.
But it's so good, dude.
I'm hankering, if you can't tell. I've had a hankering for a rewatch of almost everything on this list. But I think I've seen Memories twice. Because I think we watched it at the beach for the first time. And then we showed it to Logan.
Yeah, I've seen it 3 times.
When did you
Thrice.
watch it a third time?
I watched it with her one day.
Oh, on the car?
Yeah.
That doesn't count. I'm just kidding.
I was trying to get him hooked on it, but I don't know if it stuck.
By the way, to the scoopers, if you're confused, Carl has a friend named her.
Yeah.
A guy named her. Asian fella.
A he, her.
Yeah. So just, for some context. Yeah. Memories is banging.
Yep.
It's kind of banging. It's a 5-star. I only have 2. It was kind of surprising to me that I only have 2 4 and 5 stars.
I know.
I thought I had more
I
than
filtered my letterbox and I was like, what the fuck? Why? What's going on here?
Yeah, I have a lot of 4.5s and 4s, but only 2 5s. And guess what? They're both by fucking Bong
Mr. Bong Joon
Ho, the GOAT, director of Mickey 17, starring Robert Pattinson. That's never gonna come out.
Oh, dude, we gotta watch The Host.
We do need to watch The Host.
I have a feeling that could be pretty high up on the
If
list.
we watch, I think he has something before Memories of Murder. But if we watch The Host and Mother, then we're pretty much done with Bong.
Yeah,
You'd have
it'd
seen
probably
everything.
wind up pretty high up on the list, dude.
Oh yeah,
He might have a fucking all 4 of our top four movies are Bong.
yeah. We maybe we'll watch them when Mickey 17's about to come out, and we'll do a Bong episode.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, maybe we hit a Bong.
The Bong Bomb.
Yeah,
That's what I'm talking about.
pretty awesome.
Yep.
Number
binge.
one's Parasite.
It's Parasite.
I'm sure you could guess.
Talk about me being a fucking idiot, dude.
Yeah.
I didn't care for Parasite too much when I first watched it.
Yep.
I
Takes a big
think-
man to admit that.
Yeah. No, 100%.
We saw this in theaters. I didn't watch a trailer. We didn't know what it was. I checked the Regal app. I saw it was on there, and I saw just a little bit of buzz about it, and people were saying it was good.
Yeah.
That's all I knew. People said it was good. I was like, let's go check this out. We went in, no trailer, had no idea what it was about. We walked out. I said, that was one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life. And Carl was like, it was okay.
Yeah.
Something along those lines, like, it was good. And I was like, did you just have a lobotomy? Like, why did I feel like that and you didn't? Are you stupid?
I think I don't think my heart was in it that day because I got there late to begin with.
It was like 5 minutes. You didn't really miss anything.
Yeah, but I don't know. That throws me.
I feel like it does something to you psychologically when you
Yeah.
miss any amount of a movie, though.
When
when we watched Mutant Mayhem and we missed like 20 seconds.
Yeah.
It was the opening scene, but we didn't really know that because we just walked in.
Yeah.
But we missed like 20 seconds, and it just makes you feel like shit.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe I would fucking got hit in the head that day. I don't know. But I was like, just seemed okay. It seemed like there was a lot of stuff that I didn't understand, and that coupled with like having missed the beginning of the movie, like establishing information that I thought would be important, I was like, I don't know. And then I watched it again and I was like, well, this is incredible. So that was weird. What happened?
You watched it again and we're like, well, I'm a fucking idiot.
Yeah, because I think I had it at like a
3.
like a 3.5, and then the second time I watched it, I was like, oh yeah, let's max that out. But I was like, what the fuck does The Rock mean? Like, why is this guy doing this? Why is this character? Who's this guy? But like those questions didn't get answered with the information that I missed. You just gotta watch the movie.
Yeah.
And it takes several watches to put everything together, but it's so fucking good.
I was looking at Parasite's like letterbox today, and it's just ridiculous how universally accepted it is that it's just a 5-star movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just so used to seeing it at the top of my letterbox that I just kind of forget. Like it's like I'm just so used to it being there.
Yeah.
But I mean, every single person that watches it thinks it's pretty much a masterpiece.
Yeah.
And there's no like, there's really no haters. Like, there's no group of people online that are like, Midasite or anything like that. Like, no one thinks that. Like,
dude.
every person that lays their eyes upon it realizes its greatness. Yeah. And it's crazy. Like, I recommend it to people, like, in my personal life that don't really watch movies.
Oh, dude.
Because I say, like, yeah, it's foreign. I know you small brains have trouble with that, but just make an exception, because I remember watching it in theaters and my heart beating out of my chest. Yeah. Not even at the climax either. And like halfway through when they're
when they sneak out
in the rain. Dude. Like and then they get outside and I was like, oh fuck. Oh my god. Like, I took a deep breath and I was like, dude, like, I remember noticing me doing that while I was watching it, and I was like, dude, I was just like not breathing.
You were
like,
I'm
breathing now, but I wasn't for the last 3 minutes. Yeah. It's absurd how good it is. And I mean, you don't need us to tell you that. Talk to anyone. Everyone knows it's great. Everyone knows it's a masterpiece. It's
just Google Parasite good ?
Also,
and you'll get your answer.
The fucking poster,
dude.
One of my favorite posters. I won't change it on Letterboxd.
It's like, so sick.
I can't change that. It's too perfect. It's so, like, tell someone to look at that poster and then get them to not want to watch the movie.
Dude, everything about
it's so intriguing. Like, it's so mysterious, but like cool looking too. Yeah. It just makes you want to watch it.
Dude, the movie is called Parasite. Period.
Yep.
One word.
Yep.
Sums up exactly what's going on.
One word, multiple meanings.
Yeah.
One of the best titles of all time, probably.
That's fucking get out of here, dude.
Yeah.
Shut the door.
Yeah.
Where's this?
It's absurd.
Who does Bonk think he is?
Dude,
that little scallywag.
He's a madman. I mean, I need more Bong in my life. It's gonna be like, I think Mickey 17 is coming out in 2025 now, so that's gonna be 6 years after Parasite.
I guess I'll be holding my cheeks wide open until 2025.
I was just thinking today about how long it's been since Tarantino made a movie, because it was 2019 when he did Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Yeah. It's 2024, Buster. So how about you get to work, pal?
Or I'll be whooping your ass up and down the street. You're just like a paparazzi guy?
What's going on here? Because it's so much fun, Jan.
Dude, what a fucking annoying guy.
Yeah, but I was just thinking about that. Like, why is he not, like, you look at what Denis done in, like, that amount of time. Like, he's made, since 2021, he's made Dune and Dune 2. And since 2021, Tarantino's made nothing.
Yeah.
Except going on Bert Kreischer's podcast.
I don't know. They have different processes. Him, like, Tarantino being, like, a writer as well.
Yeah, but Denis writes, like, he's involved in the writing process for the Dune scripts too. He doesn't write them by himself like Tarantino does, but he's involved. But yeah, I mean, that's different. And supposedly Tarantino has like a 10-episode miniseries he wrote. So I don't know. Maybe he's just chilling, but like, you know, how about stop it? How about quit it?
How about get to work?
How about knock it off and give me some more great things?
Yeah.
I'm dying here.
I'm fucking starving here, dude.
You're Rick fucking Dalton.
Yeah.
Don't you forget it. God,
You're
I love that movie.
miserable fucking drunk.
You're a miserable fucking drunk.
8 goddamn whiskey sours.
You don't get those lines right in front of all those fucking people. I'm gonna blow your goddamn brains out tonight. You hear me?
Dude, that's so funny.
Yeah, so that's it. Parasite's number 1.
Yeah.
Come on. Let's get real.
Yeah, what did you think it was going to be?
Yeah. That's all we got. I don't know what we're doing next week. Who knows? We'll
get
go
up to
wherever the
some
wind takes us.
Yep. We go. I was gonna try to think of something. I couldn't think of anything.
Yeah, we'll be back next week at 12.
Around 12.
We'll come back next week at 12.
I just woke up.
All right, we'll be back. I don't know. We'll talk about something.
Yeah. We'll see.
You know the deal here.
Man stuff.
Thanks for tuning in to the Film Scoop.